believe he used to, from what I understand about him, he did more interviews before, but he's been tapping into the debate space and kind of pulling something similar to the Surrounded by Jubilee. He's doing something kind of like that. And he's hosting a 1v10 with Gary, the numbers guy, is going to be on the chopping block. And he's got 10 debaters that are going to be coming in and debating any of those prompts that he has. Okay. Yours truly is heading to Vegas to moderate this 1v10 debate. We were asked, I was asked to help find some more panelists or debaters or whatever, but I was also asked to moderate it as well. So yours truly is going to Vegas to help moderate. I have no idea how the structure is, because I was watching one of the videos and the focal point of the camera is on, like they do like the Surrounded where they sit at a desk and then all of the other ones sit around him or whatever. But to moderate it, I don't know what the structure is or if I'll even be on video at that rate, like based on what's going on. But I don't care. I don't care. I was asked to come help do this and help put some stuff together and blah, blah, blah. And I think it's fucking awesome. So I'm super excited. Aya10 says, let's fucking go. Congrats. I know. I couldn't hold it in. I've been dying. I've been dying, guys. All right. Admiral Gibbs is going as well. I also handed out some other names. I don't know if they have confirmed that they're going or not. So I know for sure Gibbs is locked in. I'm not sure if the others are. So I do have the list of some who are confirmed. There's some other big names going that I'm really excited for. So our connections and networks are building. But yeah, I will say Sean Kelly's been let me tell you how crazy I felt. I thought I was like being spam or like scammed or something, because this was like maybe 8 months ago or something like that. And I get this message from somebody named Sean Kelly. And I'm like, who the fuck is this? Right. Asking if he could do an interview with me. If I was going to be at, I think it was like what was that? Some kind of Charlie Kirk convention. It was right around October. What's that big? No, it wasn't Charlie Kirk. It was another like Republican thing down in Texas or something. And he reached out and he said, hey, are you going to be over at this event? If so, I'd like to interview you, blah, 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 for my show. And I'm like, who the fuck is this dude? And I go and I look and I'm like, motherfucker has 12 million followers on Instagram. Like and he's messaging me. This has to be like some kind of joke or, I don't know, scam of some sort, but it really was him. And, unfortunately he's tried to get other connections with me at other times or see if I would fly out. And it just, timing has been terrible, 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 terrible. Every time he has something that he wants me to join. And I'm just like, it's like, I just can't do it. But the stars have aligned. It was perfect timing. And like, it just worked out so beautifully. Like I couldn't say no. I tried to figure out how to say no in my head. Like why the fuck is my camera doing what it's doing? I think it's my hat. But I tried to see like, okay, what would stop me from doing this? What would get in the way of me doing this? What would I do? X, Y, Z. And I just couldn't find a reason. And I was like, I have no reason to say no. I would be stupid to say no right now. So I said, abso-fucking-lutely, let's go. All right. So, oh my God, we have an amazing person backstage. I see you back there, big man. Oh, so sexy. Wait, you are dressed on the bottom half, right? Yeah. Okay. I see it. Oh my God. What a wonderful night to have this guest on. What an amazing night. So we are going to Vegas, ladies and gentlemen, June 21st through the 24th. All right. I will be out there. I believe we're recording. It is pre-recorded. We were recording on the 22nd in studio with lots of other big names. I'm super excited. Gibbs Gibbs is hooking us up with some other content that we're able to do, and some other people we're going to network to as well. He's a man with a plan. I'm really excited. We're going out there to work. There is no play involved. There's no play involved. All right. We're going out there to work our asses off. So here's what I'm going to ask of you. If you can, I love all these super chats and they are incredibly helpful, but it doesn't help me right now. As I just explained earlier, it's going to be another month before I see that. Okay. But if you have any ability or flexibility between now and the 21st to kick off a Cash App or buy me a coffee, do send it now. I did some math between flight, hotel expenses, and then also what I'm missing by not streaming those 4 nights. We need about $2,000 to kind of balance everything and make it work so that I'm not like hurting myself to try to do this, right? I recognize this is a bigger exposure key. It's not a money-making key, right? But it's bigger exposure for us here at Mater Nation. So our panelists, and if you are a panelist, just be mindful. I'm also getting asked for other debaters. So if you are willing to travel to Vegas and a debate is of interest to you in Vegas, please directly message me. And because he's got some others coming up that he's asking for people for me to connect on. And I love to do that for all of you. I will never hold any of you back. I'm going to push all of you out. I'm going to pimp you out the way you deserve. Super congrats, says Tom. Awesome opportunity. Proud of you. I'm proud of me. I'm proud of us. All right. I probably would have been in like the miserable dipshit mode and not wanted to do this, but every single one of you has made me feel amazing and special, especially over the last couple months. And I was not going to stop. All right. Texas Bully Mom says, congrats, let's fucking go. P. Fletch says, kick ass news. Little Tomato, very proud of you. Thank you, P. Fletch. P. Fletch has been here for a long time, too. And Texas Bully Mom says, hell yeah, super stoked for you. It's huge, huge, the way Donald Trump would say it, huge. I forgot our president's name for a hot minute there. That was embarrassing. I'm sorry. I apologize. Objective Ethics says, word to the wise, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Hell no. Here's what's going to happen, right? Again, I said this is all work, no play. All right. We are going to be out there working our asses off, making content and getting as much done as we possibly can for you. For you guys, our panelists, our network, Mater Nation, every fucking one of you. We want to do this so that we can expand our network so that you have more debaters. And also, that means more people that we get to bring here for you too, okay? For our Throwdown Thursdays, our debates, and so on and so forth, all right? And Objective Ethics, you actually have a debate scheduled for the 24th. We're going to have to talk about that one because there's no fucking way I'd be able to fly from Vegas with that 3-hour difference, get home really late and handle that debate that night. I don't think it's going to, I started trying to look at it and it's like, it would be a hard push and I would be burnt out. So remind me if you could DM me to work through another schedule night with you guys for the 4 of you. I would be very thankful if you guys could accommodate that issue. Tom Carver says, I will match all donos tagged #Vegas up to 300 from now until the end of the night. Damn, Tom, that's big. Tomatoes in the chat from motherfucking Tom Carpenter. Holy shit. He says, fuck yes. He's just going to match it. And Plumpy, of course, giving out the gift that keeps on giving. These still count, guys. This still adds up. All right. We love you, Plumpy. Always having other people in mind. Texas Bully Mom says, #Vegas. And of course, Spin City News. I may be able to help with lodging for you. Oh, all right. I mean, I have not booked. I'm booking tomorrow. I was going to book today, but I wanted to look at some other things first, but I have not booked yet, but I do want to stay close to where I need to be. So let me know. And maybe if there's something that's available, I'm not opposed to it. Anything we can get for cheaper or discounted, I'm excited for you. And of course, my mama, Mama's coming out next weekend, guys. She's got important family business to tend to out here. So we get to hang out with Mama, which means I will not be streaming all of next weekend. So for those of you other panel shows, if you want to pick up the torch next weekend, Friday I've got a debate, but Saturday, Sunday, yeah, carry that torch. Spin does a Saturday night show. All right, let's get our panelists up here. You guys been sitting so patiently back there. I got a surprise backstage for you too. I'm so excited he's here. And of course, I actually now that I think about where he lives at, now I realize why he's in the backstage. I love you so much. Here we go.
Good evening.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
We can, but I'm getting some feedback from you. I think it's. Let me make sure. Hold on.
Look at this bunch of animals here. Look at the fat cuck with the beard. Sarah, you're coming to Vegas? Yeah, you coming to Las Vegas, baby?
I hold on. You have an echo.
I shouldn't.
Let me do echo cancellation. How about now?
I'm living my best life.
Sounds better on this end.
Now you all see why I said, are you dressed back there on the bottom half?
My bathing suit on. I'm suntanning today in Las Vegas. I live on the Strip now, Sarah.
Oh, very nice, Hormaxer. Very nice. Well, just so you know, I will be full-fledged with bodyguards and big men to protect me the entire time.
Well, I think you practice some ball drainage with me.
What's that?
I think you would like to practice some ball drainage with me.
No.
Sure you would.
No,
you're lying
thank you.
to yourself. Look at these men. These men are embarrassment to humanity. They are ugly. They are low. They are dysgenic. They are hypogonadal. They are low T, and everything wrong with this is the problem.
I'm not low T.
And how about your heifers in your chat, the fat women in your chat? They could never experience a great man such as myself. Never. The pumpage and you big heifers in there could never handle it. I want to throw down the gauntlet with heifers, basically. Because I have a problem with big women. And your head looks a little rotund, Sarah, to tell you honestly. You need some looks maxing.
Oh, I have the orange light on. I can make
it looks very round. It looks like a pumpkin.
There. Is that better? Do I not look as orange? I probably forgot to play with my light.
Yeah, but you can go debates here. That's fine. That's your thing. I know you're a vanilla Fruit Loop. You can stay on the Strip. Believe me, honey, you don't have to meet me, honey. I'll do my own thing. I got my OnlyFans open.
You have your OnlyFans going?
Oh, yes. It just opened yesterday.
Oh, good for you.
Oh, yeah.
Did you have a good turnout for your first day out?
Well, I have no content yet. I was imagining you would be my first one on the content. So I'm offering, why not? What's the problem?
No, I'm sorry, Hormaxer. I love you so much, but I'm not going to drain your balls, sir, or do any type of OnlyFans content with you.
I wondered how long he would last.
I about lasted you all. I've had rodders. I'm on Rumble.
Was it even 2 minutes?
I'm gonna hold this. All right. I'm gonna use my veto privilege. I don't do it often, but I will say, I'm gonna hold it for a couple minutes until Hormaxer.
Hey, you know what? You're a fucking cuck. I bet your fucking bitch ass could never come up here. I'll kick your fucking ass. You
Been
try
up
it.
there.
You're a fucking soft bitch. Stuff for this.
This is why I'm vetoing the. I don't do this often, guys. I don't veto, but I'm gonna hold it.
Go ahead. No, let him move the show. Go ahead. No, you don't want to drain my balls. You don't want to make OnlyFans content. No, I don't need to stay here. I'm going back to Rumble. Bye.
See you later, there, Hormaxer.
Lauren, we're gonna miss him.
Oh shit! Oh goodness! I mean, I've been dealing with him for what, like 3-4 years now. Yeah,
he's the one who named you.
He's the one who named me. That's why I said I was going to veto it just for a minute, because not that he has special privilege, but he is near and dear to my adventures of being a panelist myself, and he kicked off. He's the reason the channel is named what it is. And
when you get reoccurring things like that, you should go get medication so it goes away.
Sir, can I ask you anyway, before we get on to a big topic, can I ask a couple of personal questions?
Are you going to ask me if I can drain your balls? Because
no. We're going to steer clear of any of that. So first off, I want to make sure I'm not colorblind. Your shirt is tie-dyed, your nails are red, correct?
Yes, this is a tie-dye shirt. I got it from Goodwill of all places for like $2, by the way. Champion
Best
status.
place ever to shop to get a good
I
deal.
know, seriously. But yes, my nails are red.
And the second question, I don't want to spoil the well here. What color is your hair?
Blonde.
Right?
Yeah.
I was just wondering, because several people are absolutely colorblind and assume you have red hair for some reason. When they said it, I'm like, bonk, why would you think she has red? Oh, because of red lights. And
well, no, I do have a strawberry undertone in my hair. So does, for some reason, I guess on the show, it looks more red than it actually is. My mama was a little redhead, but I am a strawberry blonde.
Sarah, what color?
I've seen your images in the sun, and you're very blonde from what I saw. A little bit.
Sarah, what brand hair dye do you use? Can I ask?
I don't color it. This is natural. It's all wet still. It's all wet still. I hear you, Duck.
What brand hair dye do you use?
I don't use any, Duck. This is I was born with white hair. I was a towhead. I had white hair when I was a baby and toddler.
Oh, it looks good. You look good every night. I always think about that when I come up. I think Sarah looks very nice tonight.
Thank you, Doug.
Sarah, No, I was gonna jokingly say you might be part Targaryen if you were born with white hair. I really hope I'm not the only one that understands that reference.
What? I didn't hear what you said.
I said you might be part Targaryen. It's a race off of the Game of Thrones.
Oh, yeah, I just didn't hear the words you said. The girl with the white hair, the queen lady with the dragons.
It's Valerians.
Yeah, she was awesome.
Well,
she was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, true. I read the books then, so yeah, you're right on that. But Targaryens are the ancestors of the Valyrians, but they basically got wiped out due to the doom of Valyria.
I see. Yeah, no, her hair was beautiful. They still talk about that like her hair. I think it was a wig actually, but they still talk about how awesome it was during the filming and stuff, because it's like every girl wanted to have white hair after that show. Objective Ethics says #Vegas. Socks and Speedos. I don't think that guy is quite as successful with the ladies as he is claiming to be. #Vegas rots your brain. Yeah, that's why I say all work, no play. Like I don't have intentions of like really having fun out there. And again, Gibbs has some content stuff already lined up for us. And I have a big issue. This is why I'm very particular about the last drama group that went and did Dash backstage, you have to do a quick cam up back there for me, please. The last group that went out to Vegas, if anybody remembers, Mel Pandora and Marathon Kev, Resto, Chesto, and that whole group, Resla. They went out to Vegas and they all got shit faced drunk, and like I think Resla was like the only one that was trying to make content, like solid content.
Yes, he went out
there
with a good reason. Yes,
but all that came from it was all this drama that ensued, and that would absolutely 110% be something I would avoid at all costs, because I don't want that kind of stuff. Like and that's another reason why I was like, I should, because when content creators tend to meet up, especially in groups, problems always arise, and I don't want problems. I don't want there to be issues, like nothing like that. I want to go do my
Jersey
job.
Shore.
I do think I forgot to tell you congratulations on your new gig.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
So yeah, I want to talk about the Vegas thing. So I mean, me and Lex just came from out in Vegas. We were watching a trial, so it was all work. Went out on the downtown strip. It's different than the regular strip, and I got a little bit of content from that. But so this guy, so he does podcasts. What do you know what he does? Like, so you said
he mainly did a lot of interviews. When I first looked at him, he was doing a lot of interviews, and then I think he's trying to pick up on the debate space that we have going on. A lot of people I notice, I'm grateful that I already had the foundations built for debates, because it's now becoming like more wanted content is debates. So I'm very grateful. We were already established when that kicked off, but I think he's trying to get into it, and he's trying to do it like Jubilee style. Which I think Jubilee like does a pretty good job, but if you're gonna kind of copy it, you have to make sure you're filming the right way, you're getting the good angles, and you got a good mic system and everything set in place properly. But
and I'm sure a lot of people don't see the security behind the scenes.
You gotta,
if you're gonna have a show like that, you've got to have some form of security too.
Yeah, it's a little different. It's a little different, right? Zerzy. It's a little different. They bring the best debaters. I mean, these guys are like, the smartest people in the country. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where you come from, your background. You can be on Jubilee. You can, like, honestly, you can end up on Piers Morgan.
Wait, you just contradicted yourself, Duck. You said that you bring the smartest people, but then you can get on Jubilee. It doesn't matter your background.
No, I'm saying that you can't be biased.
Contradiction of
against
itself.
people. You can't be biased against people. Jubilee's one of the people that, break that down for you.
Everybody has a bias about people. What are you talking about?
Hey, so I got a question.
That just shows your own bias, that you can't even engage the conversation.
It's beneficial to have a bias, right?
Hey, Sarah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how Ben pokes fun at me all the time? Says, oh yeah.
I mean, it's pretty easy,
Spin. He likes to razz me. So
Raz, what is Raz? Razzle dazzle. Hey.
He likes to pick on me. It doesn't sound like something I would do. So last night we had a panel, which a lot of people know. So I got the glorious idea to fuck with Ben.
Mm-hmm.
So I changed his nickname for him. It was Farmer McBen. That is what I changed it to. And for an hour, I'm sitting there laughing. And Clay, of all people, said, well, Farmer McBen, which may or may not have been staged, he looks at me, it's like, you motherfucker. The night before, what did I change it to the night before, Ben? Wasn't it old McBen or something?
McDonald.
Old McBen.
You didn't
old McDonald. Yeah, that's
you were going to do McBen.
Old McDonald.
Better, yeah.
Yeah, she's probably changing mine right now too.
No, we only do that when people pay to do that. You're giving away shit for free.
Well, I even changed Salty Santa to Elf's Muse. He never figured it out, and everybody, even Gibbs, is calling him Elf's Muse, and he really never figured it
He
out.
thought he was really Elf. He did. He called him Elf the whole time.
Ben, I think we're going to be busy the next couple weeks.
Fair enough. James reestablishing himself as a member here at the Raging Tomato. He had to think about it again on whether he wanted to be a member or not. Oh my goodness, is that Furby?
It is.
Wow. Still banned from my panels though for being a little fucker. You can hang out in the chat all you want, but
Argued with the moderator a little too much.
Huh?
Argued with the moderator a little too much.
Way too much. And see that again, that's where I was learning lessons along the way with people like that, doing shit like that. And it's like you put your foot down and that's it. Right. And learning how to be more assertive with that is helpful.
Oh, I watched that. You gave Furby at least 8 or 9 different chances.
Where people turn I've been where people turn their back on their friends and there's no coming back. There isn't recovering from it. It's not just about relationships. It's ultimately about who you become as a person. It's about the standard you set for yourself, whether or not you're willing to stand up for values like your own. And so, I'm not saying being cruel, right? It's not, but if somebody's a bully or something to you, that 10% extra is what helps people recover from abusive narcissistic relationships.
That's fair. And I just want to point this out because Tom said, I will match all donos tagged #Vegas up to $300 from now until the end of the night. I just want to let you know he is sending the matches on Cash App. Okay, so those are coming through. So Texas Bully Mom, Tom matched yours with a 10. And let's see, Objective Ethics, he matched yours with a 20. He is matching via Cash App. So don't be worried that he's like not holding up his end of the bargain. They just came through. I just realized they were there. So they are being matched. And if you'd like to help kick it off so that I can have that $300 matched in my Cash App, keep the donos going. And I did reset your dono goal because you guys have every hour to hit that dono goal. So if you want to keep on moving, we're going to keep on moving. All right. Super excited for everyone. So, okay, let me ask you, what were your thoughts on the moderator in that video I was showing earlier and the situation and how it happened? What Balderson, why don't we start with you? Balderson's not paying attention. Spin.
Well, it sounded like a kitten's getting squished over here.
Oh, well,
I felt very sorry for the poor kid because chances are that was a real big come up for him having that show. And then when as the moderator, you're supposed to be trying to keep the peace, and then to have one person decide that they're going to go outside of what was agreed upon, and the other person's just like, cool, I'm out. Like that poor guy's like, fuck. And not knowing what to do, not being confident enough to push any kind of weight. Like, I'm sorry, brother. I really appreciate you having me on. You coming on here to do this debate. But if you're gonna you can't go outside the rules. I'm gonna give you 5 minutes, and if you don't stop after that, then I'm gonna cut you off, and it's gonna be Andrew's turn. Right.
Exactly. That's what I thought too. I definitely think a foot should have been put down there. Spin, to you, what were your thoughts on the what happened?
Well, I'm gonna first correlate it to an issue that you had, or excuse me, we both had on my panel, where dude came up and totally wanted to spurg and called you a whore.
Oh yeah.
Now I will correlate it to what that dude went through. I said it in the chat and I'll say it again. When that shit started, I'd have thrown everybody in the fucking back and had somebody that I trust, like old McBen up there or
Mhm.
Clay or somebody just hold the chat open and I would have dealt with it. And if the fucking thing didn't happen, guess what? We could have an open panel chaos.
Mhm.
But I'm going to say this. He is a lot more fucking patient than I am, because I'll go back to the dude that called you a whore. Absolutely not. It will never happen. Listen, my legs might not move, but my motherfucking finger moves quicker than my legs ever did.
Yeah, you were
They'll be
fast on that
fucking
one.
gone.
Like he talked and then he was poof, gone.
Gone.
And I was like, what happened?
Ben, you were there. Fuck that. That ain't happening. And especially, I mean, not it's because of it was Sarah. Okay. Sarah was the exigent circumstances. But to any of the panelists, I'll give you a prime other example, Sarah.
Mhm.
Last night, School of Thought or Nova Star, whatever account she gets on and calls herself that night, they were in there there were people in was it the chat? Yeah, it was the chat, Ben, right?
Yeah.
Where
Yeah, it
they
was
were
chat.
they were being the most grotesque fucking shit. And guess what? I stopped the whole motherfucking panel. And I said, it won't be tolerated. And 4 of them got kicked within less than a half a second.
Oh, wow.
I just won't tolerate it. You know, people that come on to these shows, and I don't want to go into a long diatribe, but
Too late.
people that come on our shows, shut up. People that come on our shows, they're there to talk. They're there to create entertainment. Not listen to people wanting to, titty fuck people and shit like that. And that's how I feel about it.
Well, Hormaxer is content, right? Like he is his own type of content. There's people that are debaters. There's people that talk about movies. There's people that do drama. There's people that do like crazy IRL, get in fights with people content. Hormaxer is
freak show.
He does perv content. Like that's who he is.
He doesn't break TOS with it.
He
That's
doesn't
what
break
I like.
TOS. I love that about him.
You know,
and he's always respected that concept.
Yes.
So as much as like if he's new to people, if you don't know who he is and my history with him, like it's like, wow, this is crazy. Who is this guy? But me, it's like nothing new, right? It's just the Hormaxer. So, and shout out to Tom. He says, by the way, you'll find I keep no secrets. Sarah had no idea I was going to offer that match. I love this community. It fills a void in my life. And for high IQ people like myself, that's important. Let's grow it. Thank you so much, Tom. Yeah, that kind of surprised me actually, but we love you so much, Tom. You're a very strong member in this community and a rock star status, might I add. And we love you.
I want to say one more thing to that, Sarah, and then then you can. I understand I get a lot of levity, and I try to give all of my guests levity, but there is a line, and there's a line that you have to draw. And when you attack the women on the panel, that's a big fucking no-no.
It's an easy attack. To me, it's not a challenge, right?
Sure.
If somebody, I say this all the time, like, oh, you agree with or you disagree with a woman and what she, her argument, and like the immediate response is, you're a whore, you're a 304, you're this, you're that. It's just like, it gets old. And shout out to James in the chat. We love that motherfucker. Fuck your goal. James says, since Tom is doozing matches for Vegas, but still fuck your goal. Can I get the doos emoji and fuck your goal in the chat? Shout out. He sends a big 50 for that shit. We love you so much. And I anticipate Tom will be sending the Cash App. I don't feel the need to announce it again. He's going to keep doing it. So we love you so much. Hashtag Vegas. I'm so fucking excited, guys. If I told you who's on this list, you'd all like continue shitting your pants. But I don't know if it's been publicized who's else is gonna be there. So I don't want to spoil it if nobody knows yet.
What's
How long are
his
you going out there for?
I'll leave here on the 21st. The debate is on the 22nd. Is it on the 20th? Yeah, it's on the 22nd. Gibbs has some stuff lined up for the 23rd, and then I'll be home on the 24th.
So
What's his
3
channel?
nights?
Yeah, 3 nights.
Okay, I'll make a phone call and we'll talk on the back chat.
Okay, sounds
I
good.
might be able to make something work.
All right, I appreciate that.
What is what's his name?
This is the podcast will be on
What's his
Gary's
channel?
It's right here.
It's right there.
Oh, here we go. Very good.
Yeah, Uncle
Make sure
Guns
that,
got you. See, so that you don't have to ask me questions like this, Uncle Guns got me. You just before you even ask, go to Uncle Guns. He's got you.
Yeah,
I
she
love
already
that man.
said she butchers it every time, so this works
Yeah.
better.
Yeah, digital social hour podcast. I always miss at least one word in that sentence. At least one. It will be, I believe it's pre-recorded, so it won't be live. So I'm hoping by the time I get home, it'll already be available. And then we can watch it and review it when I get back. It'll be so fun. It'll be so fun. All right. I have to go use the ladies' room and refill my coffee. But I will let you guys carry on. Kraut was next, and then Ant, then Duck, also known as Timothy right now. And then Clay, then Kay, then Zers, on your thoughts on the moderating thing that I reviewed just before that. I'll be right back.
All right. Yeah, I can answer that question. But Spin, real quick, I want to ask you something. Because I noticed people were simping hard, like they ain't got no common sense for that Nova character last night. Should I mention that to you in the back chat if I notice that, or just let you deal with it when you catch it? Spin? I think you might
You're
be
muted.
I heard half of what you said. I heard spin, and then I'm like, I didn't hear it. Try it again.
My fault. I noticed that people
Oh.
were like saying some wild
You asked
shit.
about
to
your
Nova.
questionable sexuality.
That's all right. There's a
like-
check mark that goes on my little tablet every time you fuck with me. And it's only
If-
going
if
to get worse.
If I see some wild shit people are saying in the back check about your panelists, do I like mention it to you in the back check or just let you deal with it when you notice it?
What about the whoa. I'm gonna loop Clay in on this. I have to. What about the panelist?
Like
What? I have no idea what you guys are talking about, bro.
Are
It's
they
fine, it's
talking
not a
about
point.
my show?
No, you remember yesterday when people were simping for Nova?
Oh, I was
Yeah,
gonna say
I-
I'm fucking spurred the fuck out right now.
Yeah, no, I saw that in the comments yesterday, but I didn't say nothing to you. Now, should I tell you in like the back chat, hey, people are, talking about your panelists, or just let you deal
Mick,
with
it's
it?
okay.
when you
It's
notice
okay. This isn't Maury Povich, brother. This isn't Maury. You don't need to bring up other people's drama.
Doc,
other
was he
people's shows.
talking to me or was he talking to you?
It's okay. I can handle this. We don't need to bring in when people aren't here. We don't need to bring in those types of conversations. We don't know the people that are.
He is here. He is here.
I am here.
Everyone's here. So why is Kraut Mick
He's
bringing?
literally
something else
talking to the
drama
man
up
right
into
now.
it?
He's talking
Why
to
is-
the man right now.
Literally, it makes.
He's
no
talking
sense.
to the guy right now, Duck.
Typical Duck. Where's your kazoo?
Why is he bringing up your business?
Go
then?
get your
Why aren't you
kazoo.
standing
Go
up
get
for
your
yourself? Why am I
kazoo. Play
doing
your
this?
kazoo.
And
I don't get why I'm doing it for you, but it's okay.
I don't
cool.
get why you're
Carry
even
on.
interested in the
Carry on,
conversation
boys.
at all.
Carry
Yeah,
on,
Duck.
boys.
Duck is wrong, but right. He's wrong about the situation and what he's saying right there because Duck's just confusing, but he's right. This has got nothing to do with what Sarah left. So that would be your time then, Kraut Mick. And I assume that you would use your time to reflect on the debate and the performance of the moderator that we had watched.
Yeah, but we've gotten pulled so far off the topic, I kind of lost my place. But I didn't really disagree much, or if at all, with Sarah's assessment of it. I felt like that kid was just in way over his head and had too big egos on his hand and not really ready to contend with it. Now, I don't think Andrew. I agree. I don't think Andrew really did anything wrong.
No, I don't think so either.
I can think of a lot of things to say against Andrew Wilson, but this isn't something.
That's not one of them.
Yeah.
I feel you on that. All right, where are we? Duck, to you, sir.
Hey, what's going on? My name's Tim. You can call me Timothy or whatever you want. But yeah, I thought, I thought Sarah's assessment was spot on. But I want to point out this absurdity. I got a little hairball in my mouth. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, the small absurdity is Andrew also doesn't evidence his claims. It all comes from this weird religious extremist worldview he holds. And it shows because you agree to debate racial realism with a race realist. What do you expect out of that? And so I'm just saying, I'm not trying to be like a wet blanket, but when there's one, you have a goal that you're chasing after. Richard Spencer's goal is white nationalism, meaning you actually break up the country for white people. Like it's stated, it's obvious, it's what he wants. And when you don't see yourself having a need to go out and say, well, this is why, right? You're the type of person who wants to argue about black people or Mexicans or, Latinos, whatever it is. And you don't see a need to evidence your claims. When you can look it up, there is no evidence of the types of claims he wants to make. So, basically you're running into a brick wall. Either you can be that brick wall or and check me on this. You can be that, you can be the brick wall. You can be the person people look up to, or you are the brick wall. You're not going anywhere. Nothing's getting through to you. Nothing's getting past you. And you look like a little kid. So I thought both Andrew and this Spencer guy looked like assholes. And at the end of the day, there are no winners. And this moderator who wanted to set up a race realism debate, fuck you, you little kid. You're a little bitch, right? Fuck you.
I believe the topic was manosphere stuff.
Yeah, that guy's a bitch.
I don't have anything bad to say about the moderator. I don't know him. I don't know if this was his first debate. I don't know if he does this all the time. I will critique it, right? In terms of here's what I would have done and here's how to fix a situation like that. And it's not fun to be in. I empathize with him in terms of I do agree. Somebody said he was kind of in over his head on that one. And I think making clear rules and establishing that on in the moment would have been more effective, but it just happened the way he did. And sometimes you get kind of caught in the heat of things and you don't know, you kind of get paralyzed, right? Like your brain just like freezes and you're like, what do I do? And even I go through that sometimes, like, wait, how do I keep this fair while also trying to make everybody happy, while also trying to accommodate the audience, while trying to accommodate the panelists, while trying to accommodate myself, right? This kid lost content because of it. That means whatever money he would have made that night, gone, right? I'm sure he's probably getting a lot of good view counts on it, but he lost in super chats. He lost in the live event. He lost in all of that. And that sucks because there's nothing you can do to fix it after it's already done. Right. And it sucks. Go ahead,
right,
Clay.
but he's building. Here's the difference. Here's if I could say one thing is that like Kick and Rumble already, Discord already lets you build a racist community, a racist audience. I don't know anybody that wants to sit through a race realism debate. That's just my personality. It's how I'm feeling at the moment. Whatever. Boo-hoo. This, Tim is acting up again. Timothy's having another bad day. You guys don't give a shit about me. And so that's all I had to say, Sarah. I'm sorry. I'm passionate about
I don't.
Well, again, the topic was again. The topic was
that's not me, Sarah.
Again, the topic was manosphere top categories. So I don't think it had anything to do with white nationalism or anything like that. All right, go ahead, Clay.
Liberals always go to the race card.
So yeah, I'm gonna try to approach this from the practical standpoint. I always try to consider what the solutions are. So there's two things you can control in your life: what you can say and what you can do. Control what you talk about, you can control what you do, all that good stuff. That's your work. And in that, there's 4 choices that you have. These 4 choices are broken down between those 2 things. So the things you can do and the things that you can say, those are the things that you can do. And then the other 2 choices are not doing something, right? So in the not doing something, you can watch as you not do something. And then there's the walk away and not do something. So those are the 4 choices that you have. So this kid had those 4 choices. Essentially, he had those 4 choices. That's what you have in life, is those 4 choices. There were times when he chose to sit there and watch. More often, he chose to sit there and watch. That's how he let it get out of hand. Unfortunately, he probably might not have as much background in the moderating, which is tough. I'm not going to even talk about what the debaters did or didn't do, because ultimately the context is around what he did or didn't do. And it really does fall on the moderator. Now, if someone acts out, typically it's because the moderator didn't take control sooner. And unfortunately, in this case, it's very clear and evident that he did not. The conversation revolving around what the prompt was is evident of this. It was clear that they did not work this out prior. And this actually goes into what Kraut was asking Spin earlier, because it's called housekeeping. These things, if you want the show to continue, have to be handled. Otherwise, it's going to be the not do choice. Either sit there and watch something happen and just not do anything, or they're going to walk away. I believe Andrew made the right choice in a way. That's at some point, you got to shake the dust. That's just the best choice, especially in this case, because the guy did break TOS, and the moderator was not even addressing it. In my opinion, when it happened, the moderator should have booted the guy. The guy should have been gone immediately, right? Now, prior to that, you could have worked some way to maybe put a little foot down to make it not happen in the first place, dropping them both to the back, saying, hey, this is not what we're going to do. But as soon as that guy broke TOS, gone. You're gone from the channel. You're gone. It's TOS for a reason. The moderator or the channel owner, we'll just break this down to the content channel owner. Like, even if you're not a moderator, you're still going to boot somebody who TOS is on your channel. This is just the way it works. This is business. And if I can't own my business anymore because somebody comes in and screws me over, you're fucking with my money. So
Exactly. KO Dave, your thoughts, sir?
Yeah. I think that first off, the moderator was clearly not prepared for juggling those 2 massive egos. I think that Andrew probably went a little too hard, a little too quick on the situation. He should have just basically said, I think what Andrew should have done was basically said, no, I want to do it the way we agreed to do it originally, and left it at that, and then left it for the moderator to deal with from then on. And the moderator should have then made it clear to Richard that these were the rules we had agreed on. We're not changing the rules right as the debate is starting. This is the way it's going to be. I get the whole thing about about the slur that idiot dropped being a really big deal. I think that if the moderator could have gotten things under control, it would have been it should have been possible for them to actually have a debate even after that. But I mean, Andrew just is Andrew, and he always likes to come up with an excuse to run away from a debate. So he was out.
I would disagree with that. I've never seen like even scheduling debates for him, right? I've never had him say no. I've never had him say I won't do it or make up excuses. There's been situations where it just didn't work out, right, between the other person or whatever, but I've never seen him run away from a debate, at least in my experience. So I don't know. And I don't like, he loves to dunk on people. This is what he enjoys doing in terms of debates. Like, it's free content for him to go and just shit on somebody else during a debate. Like, that's how he makes money. So the idea of running away from perfectly good content. But when somebody breaks the rules that you already agreed to it, if you know that they're problematic, or if you know that they have like you've seen them act like this on other people's shows or as a guest or as a debater, and and so you come into it, say, I'll only debate him if we establish these rules, and then those rules are broken, then there's no point in going forward. There's absolutely no point in going forward, because if they're going to break that rule, how many other rules are they going to break? Are they going to do it again? Are they going to put your channel at risk again? Are they going to, if you give that leeway on the 5 minutes, if you give leeway there, then what else are they going to want you to give leeway on? It's the whole like give an inch and they take a mile kind of concept. But I see what you're saying, but I also still disagree with you.
I've known Andrew, or at least I've known of Andrew, like for years, since back when he called himself Big Papa Fascist. And I've always known him to be very slimy and very just pure sophistry coming from the guy, more or less. And that I watched that debate, like the Wick versus Andrew debate that you hosted, that you moderated. And that debate just that debate was a complete shit show from the very get. That really, to me,
well, behind the scenes was, but they had
I was
timers.
watching behind the scenes on Wick Stream,
behind the scenes, but see, that's what I was saying about the other moderator. Like, that's what they should have, like, I'm not pushing go, and people kept saying like, you need to go live, and I'm like, no, because we're not resolved. We're not going forward. I'm not hosting a debate if you guys have a disagreement. And they seemed happy when I finally, like, I came back from the restroom and I just kind of put my foot down. I'm like, this is your side. This is your side. Everybody good, go. Right. And then everybody was able to they're like, oh yeah, I agree. Right. But we weren't able, I wasn't going to push go until that was resolved. And I think that that's what should have happened. That like all of that information should have been very deliberately and assertively delivered backstage in order to before they push go, because then even the guy not knowing the prompt, like, that was weird to me. Like, why would you be questioning the prompt while you're supposed to be giving your opening statement? So but I also say you said how you think Andrew's slimy and all of those things. Yeah, I can agree with that, but that doesn't mean that I can't give credit where credit is due in that moment. I thought he did exactly what he needed to do in that moment. Like, whether I like him or not is beyond me, right? It's beyond the moment. And I think he still did what was right for him and for his channel. And I think if anyone else did the same thing, it would have been just fine.
I think in that situation, I think that if the guy moderating was a bit more experienced, he could have wrangled both of them into a proper debate even after the slur. But I think that, I don't know, it's just everything I've known about Andrew I have a very low opinion of the guy. And I've had a very low opinion of the guy for a very long time, and nothing I've seen lately has changed that. So that's just the way it is for me.
Yeah. I think anybody could still have a low opinion of him, but but that doesn't mean that you see. That's where a bias comes in. Like, oh well, I think he's a piece of shit, so therefore that entire
I am biased
situation-
against Andrew. I will
Right.
admit that. Yeah.
Yeah, this just shows how unbiased I am, you motherfuckers. Zers, what are your thoughts, sir?
Okay, first I'd like to start by answering a viewer's question, a friend's question. Sarah had reviewed a debate and then gave us some positive information, something new that she's going to be doing, and we're now answering to what we think about the review, what we think about the debate, or whatnot. So that catches one of my friends up, and it looks like a couple of people in the chat. Now, I think I'm going to start by going with the debaters. The first guy that can open up an olive jar, he should have, okay, if he agreed to 5 minutes and wanted to change it to 10 and he tried, he should not have continued to try to press the 10 minutes. And he most certainly, if he agreed to no violation of terms of service, he shouldn't have done what he did. Now, as far as Andrew himself, I guess if you had an absolute agreement that there's going to be no terms of service, I can understand him diving out that quickly. However, I do think there was a space to save that debate if Andrew wished. And when I think about Andrew freaking about the one F slur, there are so many times that I have heard Andrew Wilson quite literally break terms of service, quite literally break terms of service, and just keep on going about it as if it's nothing, and even challenge the person and repeatedly do it. That's what I don't understand. And then at this moment to just quit, it was like, okay, maybe he didn't leave room to allow the debate to continue without any more terms of service violations. As far as the kid doing the moderation, I think he was fish out of water. He was not a moderator, so to speak. He wanted to be. I'm sure he may end up being a good moderator. Think about it. Everybody, when they first start out doing something new, it's challenging to them, so they don't know exactly how to navigate, should you say? And they tend to make mistakes like he did, where he didn't grab it before it got to the F-bomb. He didn't grab it by the horns and go, wait a minute, no, listen, dude, there's either two things going to happen. Either you're going to have the 5 minute intervals that you promised, or you're going to go home.
You know, one thing I wonder about is if they had actually agreed to the rules before all this happened, or if the moderator just dumped the rules on their laps.
It sounded like they were well in agreement.
I already said that earlier, that I went because Andrew provided the receipts of what was stated. And to my understanding, that was all before they even, like, as they were even setting up the debate via DMs, like that was communicated from Andrew and received, right?
See, I don't know the other moderator. I don't know the other debater at all, so I'm not sure. Maybe that debater is one
You guys don't know Richard Spencer?
Maybe no, maybe he is one of those that just drops the bomb after bomb after bomb, and then you're like, holy frick, what do I do with this stream?
But Andrew would not have, I know his style, he would not have accepted the debate if those terms were not 100% agreed upon in advance.
Is this
he's why Punch and Nazi became famous.
Yeah. That's the same.
Also, could I say one more thing, Sarah?
Mm-hmm.
And it's real quick. I saw a debate before with Andrew and this other guy, and I forget his name, but he was a Muslim. And the debate, the moderator, I forget his name too, but I think he was some type of Middle Eastern. I don't want to sound ignorant, but
you're talking about the fresh and fit guy, and he was debating Muslim Lantern.
And the moderator and the debater were ganging up on Andrew and changing the rules. So the only reason why I bring this up, and Boulder could probably clarify more since he actually remember the names if he chooses to. But I think Andrew dipped out so quickly on the debate that you showed us because he already dealt with that shit and he probably knew where it was headed. Not doing nothing, or I'm sorry, like the one moderator that was kind of ganging up on Andrew. Andrew probably saw this cat not doing anything as like the same thing. It's not going to help the situation. I already been through this dumb shit. I'm gonna be out. If
Yeah,
that
that's
makes
fair.
any sense.
I'm not. So the Muslim Lantern debate, what really happened was Andrew came in and posed an impossible question for a Muslim to answer. It was funny. Don't get me wrong, but he knew he was crashing.
It was funny. It was funny.
It was funny, but he knew he was crashing the debate when he did it. And so he was, because, and he does that with most of his big debates. He crashes it so so he doesn't have to face somebody that will actually face him. And then Andrew stuck around, and yes, they tried to argue into it, but Andrew was wanting to stick on it and wanting him to answer that, and he was never going to answer that.
So I think, and like, so I probably agree with about 80% of what Andrew does. I know a lot of people on this panel list has their beef with him. It's not my beef, not my business. I don't care. But all of that said, I think he started going about that shit bolder because they started changing the fucking rules of what they already agree. I could be wrong. Like he said, that shit was funny. If anybody else don't know what we're talking about, look that shit up. Like I think he said Fresh and Fitness folder. So yeah, just type in Fresh and Fitness.
What's his name? Myron Gaines from Fresh and Fit was the moderator, and it was Muslim Lantern and Andrew, and it was hilarious. But Andrew was crashing the debate, and even Myron, who's a much more powerful person, has a much larger channel, so he's in a much more comfortable position, was having a hard time with that because he had two big names, two big egos that he was trying to balance with, and one of them misbehaved, and the other one was rejecting the debate because of it. And he's going, well, what the fuck do I do? I wanted to have this super awesome debate for the next 2 hours where a shit ton of people watched it because it's two giant names with very opposing points of view. And instead, the debate's over. No super chats, no views, no nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And so
yeah, they were arguing for like 40 minutes.
Even he had a super hard time dealing with that.
Okay.
But
I want to hand it over to For the Win because he hasn't had his turn up to.
Hi, Sarah. Awesome
Hi,
news.
For the Win. Yay.
Yeah, are you excited for Vegas or what?
Well, I'm not particularly keen that it's in Vegas, quite frankly. I've been to Vegas twice, like years and years ago, and I'm not like really like, oh, this is gonna be so fun. Like I'm not excited that it's in Vegas by any means.
Well, you know, sometimes when those things happen, you just have to roll with those punches. So the Vegas question at hand is: if you have 100 donos, $100, are you putting it on red for your nails or black for your soul?
That's a good one. Well, I don't gamble. I'm not a fan of gambling. The only time I ever actually gambled was we were out on a work conference. Actually, no, I've been to Vegas 3 times. We were out there for a work conference, and one of the friends of my company owners wanted to play the roulette game or whatever it is, and he gave me, what did he give me? I think he gave me like I don't know, $100 or so, like in chips, right? He's like, here, pick one, and I started picking them, and I started winning, right? And I was like, oh, cool. And by the end of it, I think I made like $700. I still gave him his $100 chip back and walked away with $600. And I was like, cool. And that was the only time I ever gambled because it wasn't my money, right? And we kept winning, so I kept going. But that was it, and that's all I'll ever do. I'll never
retire on top.
Stay off the machines in the airport.
Oh, I eat that. None of that is intriguing to me. Like I'm not a gambler, so I'm not even concerned. Yeah. If somebody gives me $100 chip and says, go have fun, yeah, sure, I'll go have fun until that $100 is either gone or increases. But outside of that, I have no incentive to play it. And also, you are currently 6 out of 10 on the Dono goal. So keep on keeping on, folks. Keep on keeping on. Yeah. All right. Anyways, for the win, your commentary on the...
Yeah. I was listening in, and then my phone died, so I got about 5 minutes of that actual debate in, but I kind of heard the setup with it and everything, and just kind of hearing after others have spoken so far, the moderator just kind of seemed a little in over his skis with this one, and sometimes like when you're that moderator, it's your fucking show, it's your everything right now. So when things start to go south, you got to take the reins and take control ultimately, and make sure that the show stays the course and actually finishes and everything. So.
Yeah, no, I agree. And it's not an easy job. A lot of people sit here and say, like, you just sit there with your mouth shut and you're quiet and you don't do anything, like, and it's like you have to have you kind of enjoy those nights where it's a good debate, and maybe they're like mildly interrupting each other, but not they're not going crazy, they're not calling each other names. But I think that like when it does get crazy, or even sometimes the planning, when you have two creators that fucking hate each other, like that is the most painful you'll ever have to, because you have to go back and forth between messaging each one. And when they're like, well, tell that fucking asshole, blah, 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 blah. And you're like, I'm not going to tell that person that, but you not
go
talk
know. For yourself.
You're well, not only that, but like, I'm going to translate this in a way where it's more acceptable to the other person, right? And how they say things and what they recommend, and sometimes even having to kind of negotiate between the two in different directions.
As a negotiator, you can't necessarily tell them to go talk for themselves, but in a
right.
normal situation, you're like, no, just talk for yourself, man.
Yeah, for sure.
And that goes back to exactly what you were saying. When you're in the back prepping everything and there's a structure to it, everyone has to agree. So when everyone's on the same page, you're going to alleviate a lot of those problems going forward. And if you don't, chaos is going to ensue. And lastly, I think with a good moderator ultimately is that when things start to go off the rails, you're starting to leer off the prompt and such like that. It's that moderator's job to actually hone it back, and you can direct the conversation where it needs to actually go. You have that ability and power. So
you do. And sometimes it depends, right? Like if they're really they might be getting on a tangent, but the tangent is a really great part of the conversation that you kind of don't want to fuck with it. I've even sometimes told them, hey, we are slightly off topic. I'm waiting for it to kind of cycle back around, but I at least want to let you know you are like gearing in a different direction. And, I give them the option. If you want to keep going that way, that's fine. But I'm just letting you know we are on a tangent. And sometimes they're like, oh, yeah, we could bring it back down. Or they could say, oh, I do. There's a way to tie it back in. And here's what it is. So
that's actually the ultimate point where the moderator failed there, is when Andrew said he was going to quit because of the terms of service. He laughed for a few moments before actually quitting, and the moderator just froze. He didn't step in and, Andrew, wait. Let me get this under control, blah, 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 blah. He just kind of sat there like.
Can I ask Sarah something too? Because I know a lot of people aren't understanding why it's TOS. Can you actually explain to them why it's TOS?
Well, what happens is because it's considered harassment or hate speech type of stuff, and it could on Twitch, you can absolutely not say that. Okay. Like I know for a fact on Twitch, like Gibbs had joined one of our panels the other night, and that word was dropped. Gibbs had to pull the video and has to edit that out because it's absolutely not allowed. On YouTube, it can 110% be considered hate speech. It depends on who you're talking to and how the context is. But what can happen is somebody can flag that moment and say, hey, they said this bad word. Right. And if YouTube comes through and says, oh, yeah, bad word you said. And even if you're just saying the word, even if I just said Essler right now and I'm not directing at anyone, even if it's in an educational standpoint, you'll still you'll still get hit with it. It's community guidelines, hate speech. It's what it's considered. This is why we have to be careful with other words. We try to not say other words like essay, grape, and things like that. But it can flag you. Their little AI tools can run through and flag your transcripts. And if that transcript picks up on it well enough that it's like, oh yeah, you said bad word, it can flag you. And then you start getting monitored. Like there's people that they'll get flagged left, right. Once you get one flag, you're going to continue getting flagged. And you can expect to be on their radar for at least the next 3 months until good behavior is proven otherwise. But that's your livelihood. I'm not willing to risk my channel for you to be able to say a word that isn't that vital, and you can say it in other ways. And if you go on somebody else's show who is monetized and works hard to build their following and all those things, if you go on someone else's show and you say slurs, knowing that you can't say those things, you're a piece of shit. You're an asshole, especially if they tell you, don't say these words. We can't say them. You get a freebie, right? Of like, oh, I didn't know, this is my first time here. That's your freebie. Fine. But after that, like that, you don't get that freedom. You don't. If you know better, then absolutely not.
Another thing, because when I was talking about it, I kind of focused in on Andrew and the moderator, but Richard Spencer is like, for those who don't know, he's like an unabashed actual neo-Nazi.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not, I'm not being like facetious here. He's literally a neo-Nazi straight up.
Not hyperbole at all.
Yeah. And he, a guy like that, I really don't think can be trusted to police his own speech. I'm not going to lie.
Right.
I think there's a good chance, even if the moderator was perfect, that debate was doomed from the start, just because Richard Spencer is not someone, he's probably just not debate friendly to begin with, really.
Not TOS friendly, I guess.
Yeah, definitely not that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, these social media platforms are essentially the way that we, reach out to each other and all that. And YouTube is a social media platform. Yeah, people make money on it, and people make money on some of these other ones now. But that money can go away like that, and yeah, they might allow you to use it as a social media platform. But if your income is based on the content that you create, and you're one of the entertainers out here, you just can't risk it. You just can't.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Dave, on that, I would have to say that your argument argued for Andrew Wilson ditching, because the guy is well known for dropping terms of service violations. So I can absolutely understand now. You actually gave Andrew Wilson weight, and the reason why he left is if the person is that type of person that's going to constantly violate, then you don't want to have that debate. It's just not good for you.
Well, but that's why Andrew requested Richard has to agree not to violate terms of service. He contracted in on that. I mean, like, written agreement said that he wouldn't do it, right? So if you know somebody has behavior that does certain thing and said, listen, you typically do X, Y, and Z. If you want to if you want to have a debate with me, I will only agree to doing a debate with you if insert caveats, right? And that was agreed upon in advance. So I think that that's fine in terms of how Andrew did that. And I don't think that he owes any other due diligence outside of making sure that was agreed on before the debate even was scheduled. That was Andrew's due diligence to say, I know this guy breaks TOS. Therefore, if he wants to do this, I'll only do this if he agrees to not break TOS. Right? That's due diligence. But that's where it stops, though. After that, it was on that guy, Richard, to not violate TOS specifically.
Ultimately,
word for people. That's the one people have the hardest time with. Normal ass people have the hardest time with that one. Like
With what?
there's a whole era where that word was just used for anything that
Mhm.
sucked or something you called your friend just to irritate them. It didn't even have any real connotation at that point. It was just a general slur.
Right. Yeah, I agree. It'd be like calling someone a bitch.
Gone
Yeah.
are the 90s. The 90s are gone. You are not
Yeah.
in the 90s no more.
I know the 90s were
Yeah.
fun. The
Yeah.
90s were still fun.
They
All
were.
right. I'm going to give grace here because you guys really sent more than what I'm concerned about in terms of like hitting the goal. So I'm going to go ahead and kick off on the gauntlet. Kraut, you had a topic you wanted to propose. You said tariffs. Is there something new going on with the tariffs right now that I should be aware of?
Well, no, just in general, because I feel like we actually never talked about that. And I know what hard liberal. I'm sure he probably has something against that.
Did you put
And
words
there's
up?
a few things with tariffs I don't think a lot of people actually know about or how they can be implemented if used correctly. I actually read a lot about tariffs and fracking, but unfortunately, I actually forgot a lot about fracking. But I still maintain the information I learned from reading about tariffs.
Is anybody against tariffs on the panel?
I'm not
No,
against
no.
tariffs. I just feel that they're a lot of people think about them wrong. They don't think about where they're applied or where they're collected, or they just think about
Correct.
how it's supposed to bring revenue in, which, if done correctly, it most certainly does.
And also, like I love to test the liberals' logic against them and to counter the arguments against tariffs. Their logic would be inconsistent. If you would like to talk about that, I can bring that up.
So my largest argument against tariffs, if I was going to make an argument against tariffs, which I most certainly have arguments against the way tariffs are handled now, as the confusion that a lot of people have that somehow it's affecting the companies overseas, because I guess it's led to believe that the people overseas are paying for the tariff. However, it says it right in the law. It's for imports. Who's the importer? The importer is a person here who receives a product. And I don't think it really helps to, if they're making the products for next to nothing over there, they're shipping them for next to nothing over there. It arrives here and the company that picks it up has to then pay the tariffs. I don't see how that's not going to be directly applied to the end product on the shelf. And it's most certainly shown that it is, as prices have skyrocketed. I mean, I'm looking at things like twice their price within 2 years. I understand old man bitching about price, but when you're talking about doubling in 2 years, there's a problem.
All right. And just as fair warning, ladies and gentlemen, I am shutting down on the Raging Tomato side. We hit the 2-hour mark. That's all I want over here. Number one, if you joined to hear the announcement and come hang out and join Open Panel, I want to just automatically say thank you. You guys really have already made me feel so incredibly blessed, and your excitement for Vegas and what's happening and everything definitely lets me know that you guys give a shit and you're just excited as I am. Squeal. So I can't wait to keep you updated on that, and maybe I'll go live while I'm out there and stuff like that, like from the phone or something. But outside of that, like it's going to be fun. So thank you. If you're watching on the Raging Tomato on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Pilled, whatever, Kick, I'm shutting down all of those ends, and we are heading over to the Gauntlet that is on YouTube at The Gauntlet Debate. YouTube at The Gauntlet Debate. That's where you can continue hanging out. If you're watching on the Raging Tomato on YouTube, I've already set up the raid. We will see you over there. Thank you. All right. So back to the tariffs. Does anybody have something like a strong stance on it that's really heavy leaning in any direction?
I do want to say that the money thing, when it comes to money, I really don't give a damn. However, I think there's a confusion as to the understanding of what tariffs actually do. The tariffs is so that you give the opportunity to the American production to have a better advantage in pricing. Okay?
That's the one.
You can complain about the prices of your cheap shit on the shelf all day long, but the American production is why you might want a high tax at the dock. This way, when that cheap shit comes in off of the ship and gets put on the shelf, regardless of the price, your American manufacturers have a higher threshold that they could possibly compete with. Right now, the way it is, if you don't, then they don't. If you don't put tariffs or some higher tax on those imports, on those things coming in, those American production companies, they're going to have to compete with cheap shit that essentially, basically came in here for free. And, we do want some money circulating from our American manufacturers. That's what I want to say.
That's where I believe the individual tariffs on things like soybeans or such should be most certainly implicated. But I don't think broad spectrum tariffs should be set, because there's products, as you said, it helps manufacturing of the U.S. So manufacturers in the U.S. can sell their products. That absolutely makes sense. But a lot of the products that Americans are buying are not. There's nothing in America that are producing these mythical things that are American manufacturer alternatives, where what we're really talking about is things that are only made specifically overseas that grab people's attention. And it seems like we refuse as a culture to tool ourselves to make those things. And the government making them more expensive has never solved it, because the people still grab what they want. I call them, let's say, iZombies, who seem to think that the iPhone is an American product when most of them are manufactured overseas.
Yeah, from my understanding,
it's kind of doubly stupid as well, because you're not only increasing prices on the goods that Americans are buying, regardless of where you think or want for them to come from. You are increasing prices. Not only that, the tariffs are paid nearly entirely by Americans. All of that money they keep touting, that's essentially ripped straight out of all of our pockets. We pay the tariffs. The foreign countries who import shit here export shit here do not pay the tariffs. We do. That's from us. Our importers pay that shit.
And
none of that does absolutely anything to contend with what Clay said.
And core materials such as like lithium, we don't have.
It's okay for us to hurt our own people as long as we can normalize those kind of market forces.
The only way
it's okay to make it so our companies compete with the companies that choose to pay little brown kids 25 cents an hour to work. I would have thought your liberal ass would have paid for that.
Right?
That's not what
you would rather have things made by little brown kids for a quarter an hour.
Well, that little kid's still making it for a quarter an hour. The only person who's affected is the importer. Read the law. It's the importer.
The only way they pick up
import tariff, not an export, not a.
I do not. How is this that's hard for you to comprehend? If we put large tariffs on these products, then the price goes up, and now the American who had to pay American wages, his product is now viable in the market and not getting undercut by child labor.
And what makes you think that business that imports isn't going to just simply send that cost down the road to the person he just bought those imports from? The idea that he's not going to increase the price, like he's going to charge.
You were halfway there, Clay. Yeah, he's going to charge it to the people who buy shit from him.
It works.
No, you're missing the economics 101.
It works in the bread industry, bro. Everywhere you go.
No, you understand it at every other point except this one. Yes,
it's much easier to exchange
consumers who are Americans.
It goes up in those countries. That's the way it works.
Dude, you're a fucking idiot. Come on.
Yeah, you're a fucking idiot. That's my
You
response.
guys get this concept on everything. You get it on minimum wage. You get it on everything. When a producer has to increase his prices, he passes it on to his
cost down
customers.
the road to the production.
Yes, which makes them shitty made products by Little Brown Kids for a quarter start costing the same as a quality product made by an
No, it
American. And put on a level playing field like that, I will take the American made quality product every day, as will most people.
Yes.
And when it comes to steel, for example, Chinese steel is a very inferior product.
Well known to be
According to
shitty.
who?
Yes.
Very
Very
national
shitty
standards.
That's news to me.
Really? Okay.
Maybe try reading up on it.
From,
man.
sir. Oh, you don't.
Okay.
You don't buy steel. That's right.
Okay, the way I understand
When people
tariffs
say
is
stupid shit like you bought steel. You actually bought steel.
okay, the way I understand tariffs is that it's basically a tax on the consumers, really, of the imported goods.
Yes,
And-
nobody's denying that.
Yeah.
So it brings up their
And
price.
it's best. It's the only time it's really like the only time it's really a good thing to use is like in like a protectionist move to protect a certain industry, like very
it's-
specific industries, right? So, for instance, before Trump tore it up, the North American Free Trade Agreement, Canada had it was
That
mostly
thing that
free trade. That's why it's called Free
manufacturing
Trade
in our
Agreement.
country.
But Canada had a protectionist policy for their dairy market, for the dairy industry, and they used tariffs to enforce that protectionist policy. But when a country as broadly economically powerful as the United States employs like universal tariffs for like all of its trading partners, that's not protectionist. That doesn't help American industries, especially when the American industries like don't exist, because America is largely a service economy now, not a manufacturing economy. So
Yeah, that was because of
it
NAFTA.
makes more sense
That's
to
why
use
we
tariffs
lost our
here and
middle
there
class.
in a
Steel
protectionist
was-
way to
Steel was-
protect local
You're
manufacturing
solidifying
industries.
our point there.
Steel
Karen.
was actually a good
And the
argument
point on
individual tariffs. Steel was actually a good argument on individual tariffs. Now, it's something that most liberals would say, what the heck is this guy talking about? Tariff steel? Yes, tariff the heck out of steel. Tariff the heck out of steel. Do individual things that you know that you want to protect the American market on. We want to make sure our American steel is protected and we're not getting a whole bunch of Chinese and then other things that aren't necessarily imported as much, that are most certainly grown here in America. There's no need to tariff those. And then some small company that's processing it for cheaper is ending up getting it coming here for a lot cheaper to the consumer. And you were saying who pays that? Why can't you just send it up to the supplier? Why would you want your supplier to be upset with you because you keep asking for more and more and more money because Donald J. Trump or some other president decides to raise the tariffs again, when it's much easier to do what normal economics does and trickle it down? It goes down from the consumer to, let's say, the second or third person buying it, and then the other person in line is you. It's ultimately you that pays the tariff, not the companies, not the importers.
Nobody is fucking arguing that. I know you're proud of yourself with this point, but not a fucking person has argued against that.
Well, who's paying it? Who's paying it?
Jesus Christ. Holy shit. Did I just say everybody agrees with that? And you're like, well, who's doing it? Quit making a point that everybody agrees with, dude.
So on a broad spectrum, you're losing money overall on products that you would not necessarily even have American manufacturers.
We don't have American manufacturing because NAFTA let it out to other countries who don't have the same labor
wasn't
laws
NAFTA.
we do. So now America, which
nasty.
has labor laws, because we as Americans feel like we should get paid good money for the shit that we do. We are now way more expensive than it is to have that product made in a country with no labor laws and then ship that shit over here. We need to be able to compete with them, because then the funny thing is when the consumer buys that cheaper product, our guys end up getting fired. Even though they have whatever labor protections, they don't have a fucking job.
I'm specifically talking about dropping large tariffs. Hold on,
if I may just interrupt for logistics, and I'll hand it back to you, Zers. I love your fight here. Like, I love that you got the spirit with you. P Fledge gifting out 1 Gauntlet membership. Shout out to the lucky lottery winner there. The gift that keeps on giving, and of course, Carpenter Tom made a deal with all of you. If you were not watching over on the Raging Tomato, you now know that the Raging Tomato is going to fucking Vegas to moderate a 1v10 for the Digital Social Hour podcast. I think I said it right this time. Million+ subscriber show. 12 million follower Instagram, and all those other fun things. So we're super excited. We leave. It's June 21st to the 24th. Super excited for that. We will get some more content while we're there as well. But we need to get some sponsorship going on. Cash App and Buy Me a Coffee are the best places to send the money to now. Because that I will have quicker access to it. If you send it on Super Chats, it's fine. It's not going to hurt me, but I don't access it for another month because of the way YouTube pays you out. But Tom Carpenter said if you hashtag Vegas on a Super Chat, he will match up to $300. And he has been matching those over on the Cash App. So far we had, hold on, let me find him here.
Actually, to be more accurate, anything donated today on YouTube, Sarah won't see till the end of this month cycles out, and then another 3 weeks till they actually pay it out. So it's actually like a 7 week.
July 21st, if you send a Super Chat right now, I will not see it until potentially July 21st. Sometimes it's a day or two late. But yes, Tom Carpenter said anything tagged with hashtag Vegas, he'll match up to $300. So he matched 10. He matched the 20. Then also he matched because James sent 50 over on the Buy Me a Coffee app with the hashtag Vegas. So we are up to 80 so far. So, and now he's going to match another 10 in from Texas Bully Mom. So we're up to 90. I got to keep writing these down or else I'm going to have to keep adding them up again and again. So we're up to 90 and Mr. Tom Carpenter is matching. I'm sure that Cash App's going to come through any second now. I'll just call that considered it done. But yes, that's what we're doing. So Fourth Wiseman, I see you were in the chat. I don't know if you were watched over on the Raging Tomato for this big, huge announcement that we're all happening and we're all excited for, and anyone else who's just joining over on the Gauntlet. We love you. All right, Zers, I will hand it back to you. And actually, Storm backstage, I just need a quick cam up from you just to give me a hello back there, and then I can bring you up. You don't have to stay on cam, but you have to just send me a little hello back there. Thank you. All right, I'll add you to the roster. If somebody gets booted, we can bring the young lady up. All right, back to you, Zers.
Can I say something real quick? I'm gonna let Boulder and the other.
Let's hand it back to Zers. That way we stay in line. Thank you.
So my primary contention there is that we should most certainly have tariffs on individual products, but a broad spectrum tariffs end up hurting us on products that we cannot possibly produce. One thing we love in America is our electronics. We love our portable electronics specifically. In America, we do not have the type of lithium supplies to supply American batteries or American purchases. And to put a broad spectrum tariff on a product that we have no capability whatsoever of producing enough of in our country just harms the end price of that product, which is very widely spread throughout our culture. Everything has a battery. You use a battery at night. I guarantee it. I guarantee you use a battery.
I certainly wouldn't put a tariff on raw goods. It's the manufacturing that we want back. Bring in them raw goods by the bucketful. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Ben's onto it, and I was
Well,
gonna
yeah,
say,
that's. But if you're
tariffs-
doing an open tariff, that raw goods also gets tariffed.
sure,
Where
tariffs
I
on
think
raw
the
materials is
individual
bad.
products that are highly created in the United States should have the tariffs. Those products should have the tariffs so that those products aren't replaced by cheap Chinese products. Instead, the only available option is American products. And I'm talking super high tariffs. That 15,000% that doesn't exist. It's only 100%, by the way.
And what we're
multitudes.
talking about is everything that should be manufactured in America because we can. This will bring back the manufacturing, which brings back the American middle class. Remember the 80s when we all had money? Remember the age of excess? It was good for everybody.
But crippling the things that we want that we can't make here.
No, it's making incentives here to produce those items instead of just accepting a cheaper alternative being flooded into our markets from overseas.
Do you know an effective way to produce lithium?
We don't need to. Well,
see, you
the
keep
problem-
making straw
We
man.
have to make a battery. It's not a straw man. It's a product that cannot be made in the United States of America that is being tariffed right now because of a broad spectrum tariff. Instead of attacking a product like steel, which is made in America, lots of steel is made in America. We can tariff the heck out of that and make our bonus there instead of tariffing something that is going to end up only costing us in the end.
Quit fighting straw men. It's weak as fuck, Zers.
Look up sodium ion batteries and rough
none of
carbon
this-
sponges.
And where do you buy those at, Ant?
have
Where do you buy
consequences,
those? Yes, I understand solid state batteries. Where do you buy the solid
Not
state
solid- I
batteries
didn't say
at?
solid state. I said sodium ion.
Even the sodium ion.
No,
Sodium
look,
ion's
really
a
quick. Let me jump in
well-known
really quick.
process.
Look, none of this is lacking of consequences. Even what Zerzuz is saying has consequences. You tariff steel, what happens to every
full of
business
shit.
in the U.S. that needs cheap steel or relies
Not
on
even
cheap steel?
right.
Hopefully
It's
that
not
pushes
even
the
right.
production
Lithium-
of steel
Look,
forward.
I just had to ask,
The
like, because
production
you
of
said it.
American steel forward.
I asked, can lithium be produced in the U.S.? It says yes, lithium can be produced in the
No, I'm
U.S.
just saying either side of the equation.
And the
hurts
country is
people.
currently undergoing a massive expansion in domestic production to secure its supply chain for electric vehicles and clean energy technology. Bro, what are you talking about? You think for a second that we can't produce it? Like, for real, anything in the world that can be
Lithium?
produced, we can produce it.
The problem
Lithium.
has never been able.
We can produce
We weren't
lithium.
willing to. Yeah, we could. We
Yes,
just
we
won't.
can.
Because it's a
And
very
furthermore, we can fucking produce any goddamn thing we want in the United States.
Pretty sure
Yeah, that's just
lithium
not
is a
even
natural
material that is
element, and I don't think there's enough
There are actual
deposits of
analytical problems to
lithium
making
here
shit
in
sometimes.
America. But I'll look that up. I don't know.
Be sure
I
about
just
that.
think that we're not capable of supplying the American battery
People in the
supply.
United States have become lazy, and people like you are
really haven't.
encouraging them
Right,
to be
right.
lazy. That's my opinion of this. This is exactly the problem in the U.S. People like you are encouraging people in the U.S. to be lazy and
How
just
does this
buy their
equate to
Lazy
encouraging
how?
individuals
Buy
to
their
be
shit.
lazy?
buy the cheap
I
shit
have not
overseas.
spoke about
Don't put
individuals
tariffs on these other countries. Don't produce it
stopping work
yourself. Just lay in
anywhere
your
or
fucking
starting
sack in
work.
your mommy's
How does
basement.
this
I'm
equate?
gonna go spin on you, bro. I'm figuring
Go spin on me.
for real,
But then
bro.
I'm going to ask you how you equate to
listen, Linda.
laziness anything that I
Listen, I'm
said.
talking about lazy ass motherfuckers in these big ass goddamn cities going out to these goddamn protests,
Here we go.
thinking that they can all of a sudden change the world to something that it's not. Okay? We as Americans used to produce every fucking thing, okay? Everything. Now all of a sudden, people like you want us to produce nothing and buy everything and then serve, right? I think one of you guys said it was, oh, we gotta serve. We're all what, serving now? So we're the servants? No, we're the producers. This is the best way to run a fucking household is you produce. Okay, the worst way you can possibly run a household is to have to go serve somebody else. Okay, now yeah, we gotta serve somebody. I'll go back to Clay on you. Yeah, we might have to serve somebody. Everybody's gonna have to serve somebody. But if you ain't producing shit, you ain't running nothing. Does that make sense? Are you there?
No, I did not. I was waiting for you to get done rambling your yab.
Yeah,
I
okay,
did
well,
not
I'm
argue.
telling you,
Hello,
yeah.
hello. Jesus,
You need to
fucking shut your
discuss.
yab for a
Yeah, what about
second.
the meta do you need to discuss? What did
I don't
you
have
like
anything
what I
about the
said?
meta. I never argued in no products being made in America. What I most certainly argued is that the products in America should be incentivized to be made in America so that we don't buy Chinese steel. We make the cost of Chinese steel more expensive by tariffing it. Stop nodding and talking and let me fucking finish, okay?
You do that.
We make the steel that is imported from China and other places much more expensive to import so that we are incentivized to make more American steel. So it doesn't cost us 5 times the amount to buy Chinese steel. We don't want the Chinese steel. We want the cheap American steel. The best way to do so is to make us produce more, to force us to produce more. That had nothing to do with you said being lazy, sir. That has nothing to do with being lazy. That actually provides much more production. That provides much more production. Excuse me?
Is it just Chinese steel that we should tax?
All steel that's from overseas, any steel that is from overseas, so that our American production is higher. We want to raise the American steel production, correct? We want to raise the American production of American products. Steel is one of them. That is one of them that we can actually produce. Batteries, we cannot necessarily produce because we are talking about a natural element from the earth. We are talking about a natural element from the earth, and that we cannot produce. So that should be taxed. Soybeans, because soybeans tend to be purchased by.
Okay, what else? Want to go down the list?
I mean, what I'm saying is we shouldn't have a broad tax because, yes, our government most certainly should go down the list. If that's what you're suggesting, our government most certainly should go down the list.
Look, man, everything is taxed. That's just the reality.
Of course, everything is taxed, but how much is taxed and how much is it beneficial to American production? Beneficial to American production means we should put more money on the American products. More money taxed, or more money.
You keep saying the same thing over and over again.
More money tariff to the American.
Let's move along. Let's get to a solution. What should be taxed? You said Chinese steel, soybeans.
Listen, products that are normally made in America should be tariffed.
Okay,
that
so
way, individual products from you're talking over me.
I'm trying.
That way, you constantly have been talking over me.
You keep saying the same thing over and over again
because it's the only fucking logical conclusion.
And then you get caught in the meta. Stop. Getting caught in the meta.
No, there's no meta there. The products that are made. Stop. The products, because I'm going to be leaving here in a second. I've already been kicked, okay?
Run away.
The products, no, you keep opening your goddamn yab. Learn how to stop it. You're a fucking frauditor, and that's your problem.
Oh,
this is
the issue. So you have a person.
No, I'm trying to give you a clear explanation, but you won't shut your yab here.
Government accountable.
You won't shut your yab, and I'm making it very clear.
You don't like the government to be held accountable.
What we are looking for. No, I have no problem with the government being accountable for. Actually, I have the bricks and things coming up.
You like the government. You suckle. You suckle the big brother.
Will you stop talking for a second?
You suckle the big brother.
We want the products that are made in America to be made in America and not from anywhere else. There is only one logical conclusion, is to pick those products and make shipping those products into our country more expensive. So the incentive is to build more of those products in America. Now you're talking about lithium, stop. Now you're talking about lithium, which is a natural element that can't just be created out of freaking thin air.
You'd be surprised what can be.
You'd be surprised. Show me where we can create lithium out of thin air. It's a natural product from the ground, and we don't have enough to supply all of our batteries.
It grew out of an agave, y'all. It just grew. It's an actual living organism. Lithium. It doesn't occur here. No. Listen. listen, Zers, I want to take this on a serious level. Okay, look.
We didn't say it doesn't occur here. I said there's not enough in our country. There's not enough to supply the American thirst for batteries.
Over and over and over again, though, bro.
Because you're too fucking dense to understand.
No, I've understood what you said. You're just fucking wrong. You're wrong. Okay?
I can take that. Okay, so we can get our American batteries and have our American batteries made. So we should tear up the Chinese batteries. So cheap Chinese batteries. Wait, so cheap?
What you told me not.
Okay, so cheap Chinese batteries don't make it into our country.
Point, you need to talk again, right?
Okay.
So you have no interest in having a conversation.
What company in America makes batteries, lithium batteries?
It doesn't matter because essentially you don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear the
And
answer.
it doesn't matter, Zers, because I gave it as long as I could, but you have to go to the back. I love you, Zers. Hang tight back there, okay?
No, Zers.
In the storm, we're bringing a lady up on stage, but I want to shout out that P. Fletch also added the hashtag Vegas, also known as Vega in this moment. But yes, he hashtag Vegas. Therefore, Tom Carpenter is going to match that. We're up to a full 100 match right now. We've got 200 more to go, ladies and gentlemen. Every super chat you send, hashtag Vegas on it so that we can get that match on the Cash App from Mr. Tom Carpenter. He's being ever so kind tonight. And I want to add another feature in. He wanted to know what I was going to record all of this content while I was there with. And I told him, I was like, well, I got a GoPro that I've never opened that was given to me a long time ago. I've got my phone, like we can make it work. And he said, no, fuck that. Mr. Techie over here is going to send, it is called a DJI Pocket 3, and it comes with a great wireless mic too. He's gonna get that shit Amazoned over to the P.O. box in time for me to be able to take it out to Vegas so that I can put together a video, which is my favorite thing to do. I should have just done videos, never done live streams, but I love you guys too much, so we're here. But I will be able to cut, edit, and make some content for you guys to show later on how amazing and fun this trip was and all of the great work we did. So bunch of tomatoes in chat for Mr. Tom Carpenter. He's done more than he has to for this to happen. And I'm greatly appreciative of everyone, your donos, your support, your love. And I'm so excited. I could not have done any of this without any of you. So thank you again. We will continue. If you're poor today, don't worry. We will continue grifting this grift up until I leave on the 21st. So yes, but Fourth Wiseman says, piggy bank support 1 month. You'll appreciate it. Haste will limit good decisions usually. And I think I saw that this was explained to Fourth Wiseman in the chat, that the reason we're trying to grift, especially Cash App and Buy Me a Coffee app, is because I still have to buy. This is kind of an unexpected cost for me, which was not budgeted in pre-month beginning. And it's a little outside of my means. So we are grifting the flight and hotel. I did all of the math, and for me to be able to get the flight, the hotel, which I'm going as cheap as I possibly can, even if that means I'm taking a really early flight, which I don't want to do, but we might have to, and the hotel I'm picking as cheap as I can. If Spin can help us out with some freebies or discounts and hookups, I'll take that as well. I'm not going to be too picky. I'm not really picky at all. But also I'll be missing 4 nights of content and the potential thereof. And so that's 4 nights that I'm also not making money, right? It's just like bartending. If you don't show up, you don't get paid. So in order to be cost effective, I estimate about $2,000 should cover all of those things, right? So we're going to try to make that happen as well as possible. And get it all kind of in the bag now so that I can take those 4 days, make the best content possible, moderate an amazing debate, be featured on a huge platform, and be able to do more for the Maters here at Mater Nation without worrying about not making money, because that's I know that there's a bigger factor in mind later, and that's what I'm looking at in this moment. But we got to get there first. Chad says, how many net manufacturing jobs have we gained with broad tariffs? Looks like that strategy doesn't work unless we have the workers and factories first. Anybody would like to comment on this?
Yeah,
You
if
know-
you tariff,
yeah,
tariff
that's just absolute stupidity. That the whole thing that's going to be the impetus to rich people putting into going, I'm going to make money if I build a factory doing this because there's now a hole in the economy that needs filled and I could make money by filling it. That's just how it fucking works.
Demand. Yeah, supply
And
and
also, the United States has some of the largest lithium reserves in the
Yes,
world,
they do.
estimated to be well over tens of millions of tons.
Yeah, the issue isn't that we don't have lithium. The issue is there's no willingness to process it in this country because it is an
And now there
insanely
is,
toxic
and-
process. Huh?
And now
Even-
there is. And
even
now
so-
there is.
Yeah, it's starting
The
to
regulations,
come back.
right? Because
That's
we
the new
care
problem.
about our people. Regulations hold it back because you know you have to spend money in the United States to do these manufacturing businesses. You have
Regulations keep you from living in a toxic slop pond because
right.
people are processing lithium across the street from your fucking kids.
I like
Yeah, look-
regulations. And
look
the
at
thing
what
about
happened
it
in
is
Mongolia.
those foreign nations, they don't have the regulations we do. Now, some of them do have some regulations, but they don't have them like we do here. So we protect our people and we bring the jobs back. I love that.
Hence why you let them process the toxic chemical because you can just buy it from them after it's processed.
I don't
right?
want them
And I don't-
processing it. I care about them too. See, that's the difference between you and me, Effigy, is I care about them. I don't want them working in dirty, nasty factories, sending kids into nasty, dirty factories. This is you, Effigy.
Cool straw man, bro.
No,
But
it's
you're
not
the
cool
one who
straw man.
just
You
said
like
that
the
you wanted
servant.
that.
You like
yeah,
the child
cool.
servant.
Here we go.
This is
More
you.
straw man. This is
It's
literal
not
straw
straw
man.
man. You
No,
just
this is just
The
actually
definition
showing
of
your
a straw man,
morality.
you fucking moron.
You let them manufacture the
It just
dirty,
goes to
nasty.
show your
let
morality, which
children
is
do it.
very
No, I
low.
just have no say
ahead
over
with
what they
that
do in that
self.
country because I don't live there. You guys are morons.
No,
Like,
but you
you're-
will buy
you're just
from them
literally
just because you
strawmanning.
want it cheaper. Because
I'm
you
not
want
doing
it
that.
You
cheaper.
said you
It's
just
okay if
said
those
that you'd be
kids
willing
burn.
to process it
Fucking
in our
libtards
country,
are always
and
so
then you
pathetic
just
with it.
admitted
This is exactly
what the
why
processing
lefties
does.
get shit on by righties because
Yeah.
and this is me not being a righty
This is
too,
all
by the
just
way.
emotional
This is why
bullshit.
lefties get
Straw
shit on
manning.
by righties because you guys like the cheap labor.
No, because righties are too dumb to understand the arguments they make. You're sitting
Righties
here
are
just doing
smart
emotional
enough to figure
pleas.
out
Here's a
Straw
fucking
man.
argument. Here's a motherfucking argument. How about the Palestinian flag being fucking replaced from the American flag in Newark, New Jersey? How's that one? With your retarded fucking ass. Don't get me fucking started.
All right.
Okay, we won't.
I love you, Spin. Fourth Wiseman says with the Big Ten, see all around you. I mean, all 100%. Without metal trades, without metal trades, nothing is made. And I mean nothing. Somebody did mention tariff steel earlier. He says, unless you're going to knit, weave grass, or whittle wood on a rock. Shout out to you, Fourth Wiseman. Anybody would like to comment on that?
Yeah, I mean, Zers was bringing that up, and yeah, he's 100% right. We should tariff. We should tariff the Chinese steel. We should tariff any steel coming into this country, 100%. But if we do that, what that means is that when manufacturers start noticing the hole, as Ben pointed out, supply and demand, now we start producing it at a better price. That's the way it works. We bring the manufacturing back to here. It works in the long run. Yeah, in the short run, you're not going to see it.
Hence, the Chinese fucking steel that we're fucking imported is junk. It always has been junk. It has to be reinforced. My father, a steel worker of 45 fucking years, said they got to do more work to that fucking steel than they do American-made fucking products. Period.
Fair enough.
Hey, Sarah, I'm about to get off. Can I say something real quick?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
It's crazy. This was the topic I brought up. I barely got an edge word. Like, there's a lot of shit. So I guess I'll only comment on two things. Yeah, remember the last time you said we can bring up a topic, and I brought something up. I had the candle go on fire with that too. But that dude that Clay was talking to, I don't know what education system he has, but he literally said to tariff American products. That's impossible. I don't think he knows what tariffs actually are. Second thing, somebody brought up how iPhones are manufactured in other countries. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure the owners of the iPhone still live in America. So even though it's an issue that there's jobs overseas producing those American iPhone products, the money is eventually circulated back in America, and it doesn't create a deficit. What? One more thing. I guess I can talk about what terrorists have accomplished. Is there was a couple factories over, I think, in Mexico or Canada, where they didn't want to pay the taxes, which essentially are the tariffs. So they decided instead of building their factories in again either Mexico or Canada, they decided to build the countries in America, hence creating jobs for American citizens. Those are just the three I want to cover real quick.
Hey,
If you guys can dispute that, go right ahead.
Yo, I got a
Thank you,
question for
Kraut.
you.
Yo,
What entity collects the tariffs here when we get them?
the government. Do you know why tariffs were originally created?
Yes, the government sure does. Does anyone know the answer to this question? The External Revenue Service. Newly
And that's the
created.
government.
Yes, but why would we have an External Revenue Service?
Who was this talking? What's your name, bro?
For the win, bro.
For the one. For the one. Oh, I thought you were more on the right. Ask your question again, real quick.
What entity, a part of the government, collects the tariff revenue?
Well, you just said the Internal Revenue Service, the IRS, right? Which is
No,
part of the
the
government.
external revenue service.
That I
just
don't
created-
know. You're gonna.
Yep,
You're-
Trump
you're
just
gonna-
created it. The whole point of what is going to happen, you guys, is that the External
whole point is
Revenue
to
Service
lie.
go to fucking hell, effigy, and suck it, because this is what's happening.
Hold up, FG. I want to go to bed. I got work in the morning. Let Win finish his point.
The External Revenue Service is going to take in more tariff money, and the Internal Revenue Service is going to become obsolete. So, for all you people bitching about tax money and everything else, it's going to be a great time to be an American, everybody.
They like
We
Well, let me ask you
pay
this,
the
Win.
tariffs. What
Hey,
do you not get
hold
about
up.
this?
Hold up,
When,
FG.
no. When a product ships from like China, if you buy a fucking TV from China, it comes to the port at the United States. The person who comes and picks up that TV or 10,000 TVs, when they pick it up, they pay the tariff. The person inside the
tariffs pays
country.
before it gets to the country. Won't even be fucking allowed in without it.
And those revenues are collected by the External Revenue Service, my friend.
It's not external revenue, you moron.
Oh, go look
We
it up,
pay it.
smart fuck.
Mhm.
Yeah,
All
those
right.
revenues are collected there, my friend.
So
Fourth
let me get your
question.
argument is that he makes a thing called the External Revenue Service to fucking make gullible idiots like you convince
Gullible
yourself that
idiots like me.
tariff
Well,
is paid
you know
for
what?
people outside the country. Oh, but he made a thing. It says external, therefore it's external. That's your logic, dude. That's how fucking mush brain you are.
Mush brain. Okay,
brain.
because the federal income tax that we all fucking
Oh, I
pay
got
is
fucking
done
mush brain.
internally. Last time I checked, Chinamen aren't fucking paying my taxes here, smart fuck.
Don't worry for
What?
the win. I'm going to get his dumb fucking retarded ass, just like the other one here shortly.
Now, and also, I'd
Don't
like to remind
understand the
everyone
name
here
of
as
the
well
service
too.
is this.
Crowd. It was really good to see you up here, and thank you for this.
Yeah,
Stuff.
Kraut.
Yes, thank
Appreciate
you
it,
so
Kraut.
much, Kraut. It was a good
Hold up,
topic
hold-
pick. Absolutely.
Yeah.
ahead.
Clay, would you agree with most of my assessment?
I'm sorry, I was looking something up. What was the primary assessment there?
Well, I'll mention the last thing I mentioned real quick. Where tariffs, if implemented correctly, creates jobs in America, and there's actually evidence of this because either Mexico or Canada didn't want to pay the tariffs, which are essentially taxes for imports that we receive.
I
So
got
they
you.
decided to make those factories in America.
Yeah, and the thing is people don't see the long term effect, right? So yes, it's not going to be immediate. Like you're not going to
No, not
issue
at
a
all.
tariff, and then tomorrow you're going to have 30,000 jobs all of a sudden. No, that's not how it works, right? So the manufacturers will choose to do business here because it's just cheaper to do it here, and so eventually, yes, they start doing business here.
And that guy you were talking to is an idiot because he said we should put tariffs on American products. I don't know how the fuck that's possible. I never fucking heard that shit before. But yeah, it's always interesting to
Soybeans,
get your
bro.
point, 'cause
The soybeans, just the soybeans, and the. I'm sorry. Look, I like Zers. I like Zers. He's a lefty a little bit, but he's not like crazy lefty.
Nah, he's not. That's why I was surprised when he came off the cuff with that wild fucking comment.
And I love that.
Boulderson, you had a lot of good points too. I'll agree with you. So it's funny, like me, Clay, and Boulderson, we agree on a lot of stuff, but there's a few points that we mildly disagree with or outright disagree with. So I'm always curious to see that influence based on what I say. But Sarah, as always, thanks for having me. Boulder, Clay,
Make that effigy.
peace out. Effigy, peace out. Even though we disagree on mad shit, you cool cat.
Take care, man.
Thank you, Kraut. We appreciate
Yep.
you. I love you. Fourth Wiseman with the Big 10 says hashtag Vegas, hashtag Vegas. Nerve. Shout out to you. And of course, I'm going to add that Mr. Tom Carpenter is going to go lay down, but I'm going to give him the total later. And he will continue cash apping. I think he's good on his word, so I'm not concerned about it. But he will be matching any super chat that comes in that says hashtag Vegas up to $300. We are now officially up to 110. So we got just under 200 more to go. Let's keep it going. Fourth Wiseman also says hashtag tip. Hashtag tip, prior to arrivals when traveling, note your business dealings, i.e. promo places you go to, you'll get discounts, point them to your channel as a reference. That's a really, really good tip, actually. I don't know where we're going. I'll have to work with Gibbs because he's kind of got an itinerary planned and some content with some other things. I won't announce it because it's his baby to announce and whatever he wants to announce. I think we'll expect to see him in an hour if we're still going. But yeah, I know he's got some plans and I have no idea. I mean, like I don't plan on going out and partying. So I don't know, aside from going to the studio and then the content that Gibbs is working on, I don't know what else we'll do, but that's a really good tip. I'm going to put that in my back pocket and think about that later on how to, implement. Fourth Wiseman also says, go ahead, Clay.
Yay. Fourth Wiseman. Thank you, sir. What you're not seeing, Clay, on topic of tariffs is a lot of companies in China are American owned. This is why I often point out mainstream media. Everything is just garbage nonsense publications. Yeah, actually, I agree with that. There's a lot of American owned businesses doing production outside of the United States. I 100% agree with that. That actually is exactly kind of the point. No, I'm not missing that at all, sir. Yes, no, you're right. That is what is happening. However, we want them producing here. Like I was saying to Mr. Zers, is that yes, we do need service, but the more we can produce, the more time we have.
Sorry.
Do whatever we want. So if we can sell products, then it gives us time. But right now we're buying. We're not selling. So that's kind of the point here is that we don't want to produce overseas. And yeah, that's it. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, no, good point. Fourth, very good point.
Thank you, Fourth Wiseman. And last one I'll read from now, and then I'll kick it back to you guys. And I will give you the option to continue the tariff conversation, or you're welcome to, if somebody has another one they want to bring to the table, we can switch gears as well.
I want to make a clarification.
Oh, hold that thought. Fourth Wiseman says the sooner that you get out of the me attitude and you surround yourself with we, then you introduce yourself to a whole new way of operating in business. No, I agree with that. And that's what this platform stands for, is promoting everyone and pushing everyone outward. I network people like it's my fucking job, because it is my fucking job. And we always push like, especially new debaters. I'll push them over to Modern Day Debate. If I think they can get something great over there, I'll push them over to Wick because he hosts debates as well. We've pushed over to Horseradish. He's another debate host as well. We push people around in other directions. I also made recommendations for Sean Kelly at the Digital Social Hour podcast of debaters I would recommend for bringing them out, or, you know, for them going out to Vegas to debate. He's asking for more people. So if this is something that interests you, reach out to me. I will never hold any of you motherfuckers back, because we are Mater Nation, ladies and gentlemen. All of you and me here hanging out. This is what we fucking do. All right. Zers, you wanted to make a clarification, then I'll hand it to Spin. Zers.
Yeah, some people were really confused about what I meant by tariff American products. Of course, if they're made in America and they weren't shipped here, you're not going to pay the tariff. But what I was referring to was specifically products that are made in America, most certainly are made in America. So I'll have to give an example since you don't quite understand what I mean. So let's say Ford Motor Company. They have all of the tooling available to make an American product. However, it is a lot cheaper to go to Mexico and have those cars made and then shipped to America. Now, if we tariff an individual product that is made in America, that we are tooled to be able to make, if we tariff that product, everything made overseas coming in will then cost more money. So it will be less lucrative for the person who owns the company, to then send his American-made product to another country to be manufactured and then not American-made, of course, American product. Ford does it all the time. A lot of companies do it. Bring that product back to America and then sell it to you, because the tariff doesn't cost them anything compared to how much they make by making the car in Mexico instead. It's an American product. If you put a high tariff on it, it limits the amount of imports of that product and raises the likelihood that the CEOs, the CFOs of that company will then make more of those products in America and not Mexico.
I highly disagree. And so tell me which American.
I was thinking that he actually had a brain aneurysm while talking.
Let's hand it back to Spin. Let's hand it back to Spin.
When he's listening, anyways.
Go ahead, Spin. I know you had your hand raised.
Finish this topic, because I'm the fucking barrel's loaded.
Ooh. All right. We will give it. Where are we at on the timer over here?
Meaning you have nothing to say.
Yes.
Yeah.
We will give it 10 more minutes on the tariff topic, and then we will switch gears over to whatever Spin's topic is.
Sarah,
yes.
I have something loaded in the back, and it is from my VOD, but don't put it up yet. It's
okay.
There's no sound or anything. But I want to show these libtards what the fuck they're doing in this country.
Ooh.
And I'm going to tell you, it's not going to be pretty.
While you're loading that, I have
guarantee you it's a complete non sequitur to what we're actually talking about too.
I have a concession as well. Apparently,
Avatar. I'm gonna be pointing it towards you and the other fucking libtard.
I don't want you pointing anything at me.
Clay, I think you were saying something on the tariffs in response to Zer. So let's get back to that. We'll get 10 more minutes, and then we'll switch.
And I'm gonna hand it back over to Zers because I just have a question for him, and I know he had a clarification or a concession or something. What specific American production is being tariffed in the United States? Which ones of those American companies
that's not what he said at all.
If it's made in America, it's not being tariffed. I'm sorry you can't understand that.
It's like
now can I go to the concession? That's like the fifth time I've said it, I'm sure.
You said that.
Shit in your ears, dude.
You're totally missing what I said. I don't need to obviously you say I'm repeating it.
Go ahead with your concession, bro.
What the fuck is this? Clay's like insane. Like you look like a fucking moron, and then you start trying to claim victory when you do not understand what's happening.
I didn't even have much to say about this. I just said I don't really care about the money, but I've had more to say on this because people like Zers are so
making
fucking
sense.
retarded that he literally doesn't understand the way tariffs have worked for like ever.
For like
The
ever, you
stuff
guys
that's
don't even
imported,
understand.
the stuff that's imported costs more.
American products are getting tariffed.
That's the point.
Right.
Oh my god.
We've been trying.
I'm
We've
not
been
gonna-
agreeing with that point the whole fucking time, and you keep acting like
Individual
I'm so smart.
products.
I'm making this point they agree with. What we are saying is, then if the product suddenly starts costing as much, if the shitty ass Chinese made Walmart product starts costing as much as the well-made American product that people in America made and got paid middle class wages to make, then suddenly the whole system comes up.
I'm not
Fucking
convinced by
retard.
that, but
As long as
And then
every
we have to
product
move
that
a whole
we
bunch of
buy was
capital
made
into
in
the
America.
workforce to work on a fucking low fucking margin, high labor fucking shit like that, instead of working in the high value, high skill industries that we fucking want, that actually drive wealth in the entire fucking planet.
Still doesn't get it.
Yep.
No, we understand it.
Now for my concession. Now for my concession.
No, I didn't, no, I didn't say just a bunch of words at all. You just don't fucking understand.
Something, bro. You literally haven't said a fuck thing this whole
You can't say
fucking time.
anything that's not straight out of the fucking dumbass libtard playbook.
MS.
You guys can sit there and claim ignorance all you want. You're just showing how stupid you are.
you guys actually are completely illiterate when it comes to economy.
The best part is when they show their morals for shit, and you point out how horrible
Here comes the
their
non
morals
sequitur
are.
again.
Oh, I don't mean high horse morals.
I got a
You guys don't give a shit about what happens to people in other countries.
analogy
Stop
here,
playing.
okay? I got a really good analogy here.
Yeah, I
Okay?
do.
Let's say
Oh,
I own
this
a
has
farm,
analogy.
okay?
You
Let's
don't.
say I own a farm, okay? And instead of buying somebody else's goods, I actually go out and I grow the shit myself. Is it going to be cheaper for me to grow the shit myself, or is it going to be cheaper for me to go buy somebody else's shit off of their fucking farm? It's really this fucking simple.
Well, here, I've got an analogy right back at you, Clay.
Which is cheaper?
I'm a brain surgeon.
Answer the fucking
And I'm a
question.
brain surgeon who has a dirty office.
Question.
My office is dirty. I can clean an office. I'm a brain
Yeah, you're
surgeon, but I
talking
know
about
how to clean it.
service. That's
Should I
not
stop?
production.
Should I stop fucking
Service and production
committing
are
surgery on people's
completely
brains
different
to go and
industries.
clean my office, or should I pay someone
This is
who's
not
cheaper
production. That's
to
not
do that?
production, stupid. We're talking about production, not service. Don't be a retard. You really do not understand what this conversation is about. It's called production. Production, not service.
Oh my god, you're dumb.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
dumb. What's the difference between
Wow.
production and service? What's the difference between cleaning someone's office and growing food? One's producing something, the other one is working with your hands to serve somebody else. You don't fucking know what the fucking conversation's about, dude.
Sometimes it's
Wow.
easier just to buy it
Wow.
off
Most,
somebody
most
else.
of these liberals know about service. They end up working at McDonald's with their fucking degrees.
Wow.
I tell
So
you
if
what,
you have a
no,
product
play,
like
play.
like soybeans, let's
You guys
say,
live in
or
a fucking
grain, and
fantasy
that
land. That's what it
product,
is.
even with tariffs, is actually cheaper. Let's say you're going to make cereal. You're going to make cereal, and you need grain, and that product is actually cheaper to purchase overseas, even with the tariffs. Even with the tariffs in place, it's cheaper to purchase overseas. What
Why
would
are
it
you
be the
trying to
incentive
figure
for a
out
company
manufacturing?
to then
Hey.
buy local? Unless you raise the price of that wheat, unless you raise the tariff price of that wheat to a point where it is above, but you don't just broadly spectrum raise the tariff on things that we don't make.
no, bro.
We
Listen,
already clarified why your dumbass is consistently trying to fight the things we didn't say like a fuckwit.
But
the
right
whole
now we're
time.
doing a broad.
And
Okay,
you
right
don't
now,
tariff incoming goods.
what type of
you
product are we
tariff
tariffing?
incoming manufacturing.
Right. What type of
Fucking
products are
actually
we
fight the point,
everything.
you
We're
fuckwit.
doing across the board. The problem with that is if we don't make it in America, we don't get the products.
Then we get the manufacturing to make it. That's the whole fucking point.
Importing isn't a sign of weakness; it's a sign of efficiency.
Tomatoes in your own backyard, or is it cheaper to
Kind
go
of
buy them?
liberals want to sit around in their grandma's
This is
fucking
very easy.
Actually, right now it's very much cheaper to
Easy as
buy them in bulk.
All
than
right.
PG.
All right. Fourth
and
Wiseman sends the Big Ten. Number one. Oh, wait. He was just back there. Joe Cool was just backstage. Maybe he's got to do it again, but he was just back there. Fourth Wiseman sends the Big Ten, and he says, notice for you YouTubers, or as my son likes to say, YouTube, that are established, and I mean educated quite thoroughly in the operations of running your channels. Don't forget, only 4% plus of humanity is a YouTuber. Your market is huge. Yes, and I mean, even if you get like over a certain, like there's even a percentage of that percentage that actually does well in terms of especially live streamers. We are like our own breed over here. And if you have like more than, I don't know, like 10 or 20 live viewers, you're already in another percent on its own, because a lot of people can't even get monetized. A lot of people can't even hit that 500 subscribers. So it gets even more specific. Like, I never realized how very small of a percent of people can hit that ability and can survive off of it, and so on and so forth. So we are all a rarity. You are all special. Fourth Wiseman also says it doesn't matter what you choose to do for an income in life at all. Just get good at whatever it is you do, and also seek investing in others who also know this. Then you will find stability. 100%. Fucking tomatoes in the chat. This is what we're talking about right here. Fourth Wiseman gets it. Fucking love you. All right. We've got 2 more minutes left on this topic, then we're switching gears. Get them on.
I was going to give my concession real quick. The concession was that apparently we potentially have the largest lithium reserve, but it's not been tested yet. They don't necessarily know. It's in a caldera in Oregon, which I guess has like 40 million tons. But it's only potentially, because it hasn't been tested. As far as right now,
You said we couldn't do it. Dumb.
We don't do anything with it. There's nothing we do with it.
Nevada, North Carolina,
Can't ask for anything
Texas, and there's another one I was looking
Alaska.
up. Yeah, Alaska.
Nevada has a giant one.
Like, there's
Actually, one of the largest in the world.
Lithium is not rare, despite its name, rare earth metals. It's just really messy to process. That's why we don't do it here,
And
or have
Clay,
not been doing it here.
All right.
let's not forget too that tariffs are just one factor in all of this. You also have to lower energy, which this war in Iran is going to prove that. You're going to see gas prices the levels you've never seen before, and then
Too
on
late.
top of that,
Yeah, we are.
there's a plan, you guys. And Executive Orders 13818 and Executive Orders 13848 are going to be the two that bring in a shitload of money from bad actors all over the fucking world, and including in this country as well too. So when this is all said and done, I do believe that our debt is going to be erased. Our dollar is going to be the strongest it's ever been.
Erased
Wow.
in 3 years.
6.5.
How much debt do you have again?
39 trillion.
39 trillion plus
Sorry,
200 billion in outspoken,
You're
or 200 trillion in
Fucking love
outspoken
that.
debt that's
It's-
incoming.
It's literally impossible to pay that off. It's
I want to leave one last point on this.
I do too. I do too.
Read the executive orders, folks. Read the
All
orders.
right, you know what? Here's what we'll do. We'll go around the room. Everybody's going to be quiet. Everybody gets a quick little 20, 30-second outro on this, okay? For the win. Final thoughts on tariffs.
Making America great again, folks. That's what's going to happen.
Perfect. That's exactly what I want everyone going forward. But Mr. Balderson, your final thoughts, please.
I liked it when America had a middle class and middle class jobs making middle class wages, all about tariffs.
Perfect. Exactly like that. Spin. Final thoughts on this topic, sir.
Make America great again.
I love you guys. And final thoughts.
Yeah, tariffs only affect us in pricing when it's a product with no domestic substitutes. If you can pay less here, you're not going to pay more for a foreign product.
Fair. Thank you, Ant. Storm, final thoughts on the topic.
They say land of the free, but nothing's free.
Fair enough. Perfect. Thank you, Storm. Clay, final thoughts.
There's really a reason that I don't get involved in the economics debates, because it's really simple to me. It's when you produce or when you do anything locally as opposed to outsourcing, you're going to get a cheaper price. It's just common sense. You do something in house, you don't have to pay for it. That's the idea. And I loved how Effigy brought up that when I did the analogy, he brought up the service industry versus the production industry. We're literally discussing the production industry to combat this. But no, actually, it would be cheaper for me to clean my office myself than to pay someone else. That would literally be the cheapest way to do it. So no, it's actually cheaper for me to clean my office. But also the point about that, it's funny how people say, oh, tariff these things, but don't tariff those things. And then they say that those things that did get tariffed will lower the cost, or excuse me, bring back the manufacturing. Yes, sorry. But then it won't bring back the manufacturing for these other things that don't get tariffed. But that's literally this. You're tariffing so that you can bring back the manufacturing. That's the fucking idea. You can't get past that part.
Thank you, Clay. KO Dave. So glad you're fucking back. Go ahead. Final thoughts.
So I'm pretty sure this whole idea that tariffing, like these universal tariffs, will somehow bring back like manufacturing jobs and stuff is novel, and tariffs have not really ever been used like this before. So only time will tell.
They were well before 1913. Actually,
I would love for you to shut the fuck up. Okay. So my main issue with tariffs is the way Donald Trump is using them. He's doing universal tariffs, and it's he's tariffing like all of his trade partners. The problem is that that's just the trade partners like Canada, for instance, are just putting in reciprocal tariffs back at U.S. products. All that's happening here is everything is getting more expensive for everyone. Okay, things are getting more expensive for Americans. Things are getting more expensive for Canadians. Things are getting more expensive for Mexicans. Things are getting more expensive for everyone. This is the dumbest form a trade war could possibly take, and it until you wake up and understand that that's actually what's happening. Just please read an economics book. Okay.
Yeah. I'm sure all those little action figures behind you are going to go up too. So
Animated Effigy. Your final thoughts on the topic, please.
More expensive, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It's funny. Clay hears the analogy, but he doesn't get it at all. The analogy is about high value, high skilled industries, and that was what the whole point of it is. And no, it's not cheaper for the brain surgeon to clean his own office, because the brain surgeon could be making fucking $2,000 an hour doing brain surgery. Instead, he has to go and work a job of $10 an hour to clean his own office. That's the entire point of the analogy. And when they're analogizing actual businesses, when I say high skilled stuff, I'm talking about things like software development, aerospace engineering, biotech, financial stuff, like stuff that is driving global wealth. If we force our workforce and capital to pivot toward low margin, labor intensive shit, like stitching shirts or building cheap plastic toys, it drags capable resources we have from these hyper productive industries that drive shit. That's all I'm trying to say. It's not importing shit is not weakness. It's efficiency.
Keep taking those vaccines so that you can keep those brain surgeries.
Oh my God. Too. What part of fucking final thoughts? Everybody shut up. Do you not understand? All of you. Thank you. Zers, your final thoughts on the topic, please.
I think selective tariffs are beneficial and have been shown historically to be beneficial to our economy. However, I think these broad spectrum tariffs that we are in now seem to be showing the opposite effect. It's not having a beneficial effect. I think ultimately we should have individual tariffs on individual products, as we've done in the past, which seems to be quite effective.
Perfect. All right. And I do want to announce Joe motherfucking Cool is backstage waiting to get his ass up here on this panel so he can yell at all of you and then laugh at the same time with that iconic laugh. So if you want to see him up here, simply send $10. Hashtag Vegas. That is the most important part. Every donation that comes through should be a hashtag Vegas because Mr. Tom Carpenter is going to match the first 300. We are up to 110 right now. We still got just under 200 to go. So
can I squeeze in one more thought real quick?
Oh my God, no. So please hashtag fuck. I lost my fucking thought. This is why it's so important. This right here. This is why I say, like, I don't talk often, but when I do, just let me get through it and then I'll hand it back to you. But no, you got to interrupt me. So hashtag Vegas, boot someone off screen. I would say boot Zers just for that bullshittery. So we can get Joe motherfucking Cool up here, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Spin City, you have a topic. What exactly is the topic labeled as, sir?
Palestine in America.
All right. Palestine in America. And you have a video to share, although I'm very much against letting people share videos, but I will allow it this one evening, so don't get used to it. All right. What do you got for us, sir?
There is no sound to this, but I want to ask the libtards and the fucking morons, what do you think of this? This is Paterson, New Jersey. This afternoon, in the background, unfortunately behind the panelists that I had up, is the American flag. And they think it's appropriate to fly this one instead of the American flag. So I got the bright fucking idea to do a Google Earth shot of this place. One flagpole. Oh, and by the way, they named the main road in Paterson, New Jersey, Palestine Way. That's all. You can take it down.
All righty. Okay, so Palestine in America. Does anybody immediately disagree with Spin on any front-facing notes?
So all you motherfucking libtards call yourself fucking patriots, huh?
I'm not a patriot.
Good.
Patriotism
nobody's got a motherfucking thing to say. See, whenever
I tell you what, hey, it looks like Joe Cool has something to say. I'm gonna bounce for a minute and let Joe Cool say something. He says he disagrees, of course. So, sir, could you please drop me down backstage?
What's that? Say that again.
Joe Cool, nobody's really giving him any kickback. It looks like Joe Cool in the chat says he disagrees, so I'll drop down for Joe Cool. And somebody has to have somebody dropped anyway. So
apparently it's a
fan of that.
Against it, in my opinion.
Go ahead, you fucking avatar.
Hold on. Number one, Zers, respect the grift. They got to send 10 bones to boot your ass backstage.
I thought they paid. I thought you said they paid. Sorry. No, I'm staying my ass right here.
I haven't received anything unless somebody sees something somewhere else.
Okay, I thought they paid. Sorry, I'm sitting my ass right here. Then.
Go ahead, animated effigy with your bullshittery that you're gonna fucking spew.
Up, you moron!
Oh, I'm a fucking moron.
Regardless of if you try to taunt me, like it doesn't matter. I was.
I'm not taunting you. Trust me.
Okay, I'm confused.
So it is part of the city hall, and I'm pretty sure it's a ton of places because it took me 5 seconds to look this up. It is part of that city hall.
Excuse me, that was right in front of City Hall.
Are you gonna let me answer? You fucking idiot.
No, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe you should. Maybe I should tell you to shut the fuck up.
Oh, no, that's fine. No, we don't have to talk about it. No, go to somebody else then. No.
Go ahead, libtard number 2.
5 seconds to understand this kind of shit. Yeah, you want to go off and
I already know what kind of shit you're going to spew. We want to keep Palestine. We love these people. But you're sitting you're in the United States of fucking America.
You can shut up and hear the answer, or you
I
can
don't want to hear your fucking answer.
Where was this at again?
Paterson, New Jersey.
New Jersey, yeah.
Hey, there's 5 or 6 other fucking people in here that saw it as it was happening. So this is disrespect to the United States.
Or not?
And you have got something smart to fucking say about this country. Say
You're
something
the dumbest
smart
human
about
being
that,
I have
dumb
ever
fuck.
encountered. The single dumbest human being I've ever encountered. You can't.
Yeah,
You don't
okay.
even have the
Hold on a
fucking
minute, I'll
temerity
get
to
rid of
shut
you.
the fuck up for 5 seconds to hear my answer. That's how afraid you are.
I am not afraid to
Then
hear
shut
your
the
answer.
fuck up and let me answer.
Afraid.
Go ahead, Effigy. I'll entertain your bullshit for a
Great.
minute.
And if you interrupt me, I'm going to assume it's because you're a whiny little limp dick bitch. Gotcha. Okay, I'm going to answer you.
Okay, I got your fucking limp dick bitch.
You
Let me
already
tell
interrupted me.
you something.
You already
You are
interrupted me.
nobody. You will never be anybody in this country. Period. You will never be anyone.
Nope.
Ever.
Nope. Everybody. Nope.
You don't stand for nothing.
That's all-
You
that's all I
stand for
want.
your radical, tyrannical fucking views on life. Why don't you look at life for the way it really is?
All you do
the
is
real
shadow box
America.
shit in your head. That's all
Oh,
you do.
okay.
You don't know
Okay.
because you don't
I
listen to other
sit
people's
here
answers.
Day after
You
day
don't-
after
you don't
day,
care about what
hear
people
your
say.
libtarded bullshit
You're like a fucking broken
about
record.
how
You say
you
the same
hate
words
Donald
over
Trump.
and over and
If
over.
you hate America. Get the fuck out of the country, dumbass. If you hate it here, you
Dude,
don't like it
broken
here,
record.
I'll buy
Broken
you
record.
and
You're
your
s- you're still
family
too
a
scared.
one-way ticket to any country that you want to go.
You're still
And
too
then,
scared to hear the answer
after
of
you
your
get
own
out
question.
of prison, or
That's how
you
much of a
want to
bitch you
come
are.
back, you'll
You're
kiss
too
the ground it's
scared
made on.
to hear the answer to your own question.
Yeah, go ahead. Answer it. I'm
Are you gonna
waiting.
Shut the fuck up. I'll answer
I don't
honestly.
shut the fuck up for a libtard.
The answer to your question is you can petition City Hall to put up different fucking flags on that flagpole, you dumbass.
Oh, so
As
so
they put up a whole bunch of different
exactly.
flags in the past
There
on that
it is.
flagpole.
There it is.
So it has nothing to do with just Palestine. A lot of people put up different
Excuse
flags on the
me?
flagpole.
So you're trying to tell me to take the American flag down, which they did, and then fly the Palestinian flag in the United States of America. You're okay with that?
They had already flown many different flags from many
Answer the
different places.
question.
I'm completely fine with a meaningless act, yes.
Oh, it's meaningless to you.
Yes, Rando Small Town puts a flag up on a pole for a
Rando
day.
small town, Patterson, New Jersey, is not some rando small town.
It's a rando town to me.
Do your due diligence, Effigy.
I just did. I just found
Oh.
out in 5 seconds why the flag was up there.
Yeah, it's some random small town.
Those people were doing nothing different than a shit ton of other groups had done in that city. The only
Oh,
problem is
so
you
it-
hate them
so
specifically.
they're just gonna
Your
leave it
only
up there
problem
now.
is you hate them specifically. No, it
Not
was
the
up for a
United
day.
States.
It was up for a
Not
day,
for
like
the
every single
principles
one.
it was founded on. We're just
Yeah,
going to say,
the
hey,
principle like
you know
freedom
what?
of expression,
we
right?
the Palestinians own this fucking land.
What do you think it meant? Like they're like, I conquered, I have planted my flag. This now belongs to me. Like you think that's what they were doing? Instead of just like they went to the mayor and got permission, right? You get that, right?
No. Bring everybody back up, Sarah.
Run, little
Oh, I'm
bitch.
not running, little bitch.
Oh, I forgot you can't run.
So, fuck you. You're a piece of shit. You've always been a piece of shit. Since I've even started seeing you.
What does it
with
mean
your
when
party
shit
of
says shit,
fucking
it's shit?
bullshit. Yeah, I don't think half the people in this panel or in the chat think it's very fucking funny. You want to sit up here and laugh. You claim that you want to be in America. Well, go live in Palestine in Patterson, New Jersey. See
Go
how
live
far it
in-
gets you.
I don't think anyone wants to live in New Jersey.
Well, it's the whole point. Why would you want a Palestinian
Your
flag?
outrage says more about you than anything, especially
Oh,
because it's something
what?
that people have done in the
What's it
town
say,
before.
Effigy? What's it say, Effigy?
Well, I certainly don't hear you talking about all the other flags that were raised on that flagpole. Like,
Which one?
Were you pissed off when they raised an Italian flag? When someone was like, "I have Italian heritage and I'd like an Italian flag up for a day," and the mayor's like, "Sure, dude, that's fine." Does that piss you off as much?
What pisses me off, they took the flag of the United States down and replaced it with another one of another country or little fucking puke fucking shit
do you know for sure
Yes,
that is
I
the
do.
primary flagpole?
Yes.
I don't know. I'm reading an article right here
I
that
did
says
a
it's the
Google
secondary
fucking Google
flagpole.
Street View of it. There's one fucking flagpole, effigy. One. So you take the United States flag down and put a Palestinian one up. That, in my opinion,
You
and
do
I am
get
sure other people's opinion, is a disgrace.
No, apparently it's not, because flying alternative non-governmental flags at municipal buildings is a widespread and highly standardized tradition in the United States. You idiot.
Hey, Sarah, let me ask you. If I came to your house and you had a United States motherfucking flag and I took it down and I put a different country's flag, wouldn't you be a little bit pissed off?
If you took my flag off of my property and put up your own flag,
Yep.
yes, I have an issue with that. I have an issue with you touching my property for one, but particularly if I have the American flag up, that's a problem.
You
hang on,
served in,
Sarah.
you served in the military.
If someone came
Shut
to your
the
property
fuck up. I'm done with your
and
retarded
asked
ass.
your permission and you said yes and you did it, and then someone else came over and pitched at you for allowing it, how would you feel then?
Hang another flag in somebody else's country and see what happens.
Yeah. How about you, KO libtard Dave?
Calm
So-
down to Kentucky.
Okay, so by the way, I'm literally looking at the street view of.
No one touched the American flag. They had permission by City Hall to do this.
It
I'm
It's a
doesn't
practice
matter.
that happens all over the
If you,
place.
if
This is
you
nothing
come
fucking
from
out of
another
pocket.
country,
I was in the
if
middle
you
of talking
come
things.
from
This is
another
like
country
retard
and say,
virtue
"Oh, we
signaling.
want our
Is my
flag
mic
up here
working?
because that's our heritage."
You're just
Jack?
quiet, Dave.
Is my mic working? I'm quiet.
From the
I
article,
can hear you. I'm
From the
done with
articles I'm
animated
reading.
fucking fucktard over there.
from the
All right.
articles I'm
Well,
reading, it
Go back to
clearly
the
states that the
topic.
American flag wasn't removed, that it remained up
looking-
the entire time.
I'm
It's
looking.
secondary flag
Oh,
poles that they do this
and
to.
let me bring the video back up, dumb fuck. I brought receipts, asshole.
I am looking. Let me be clear here. I am looking at the street view of the front of City Council in Patterson, New Jersey. Right now, there are two. Count them.
Where's the other
Two.
one?
There are two. Count them.
Where's the
Two
other one?
flagpoles, like 20 feet apart from each other, and there's
on,
an
I'll bring
American flag right over the front fucking door.
Hold
There's
on.
3 American flags there. 3.
Hold the fuck on. I'll bring
3.
the fucking picture up from Google fucking Earth. There's one fucking pole, asshole. That's all I
3.
saw in the video. And let's
You're
see.
blind.
God's favorite aunt.
You're
For
blind.
the Win was there. P. Fletch was there. We watched the video. You
The video
watched
only
the
showed
video.
one full flag pole. It didn't turn.
How
The
did-
camera did not turn
am I
around.
the videographer? Did I shoot the video? No.
You should have double checked before you went on this tirade
I
about it.
looked at Google Street View and there's one fucking pole.
Then you're blind. I'm looking at 2 right now.
I'm blind.
There's
Says the
3
guy.
flags.
Says the guy that plays with kids' toys in the background.
There's
Shut the fuck
3
up.
flags.
Shut
You think
the
that's an
fuck
own?
up.
You think that's
You're
an
wrong,
own?
Span. Just fucking eat it, you
I'm
moron.
not
Just
fucking
eat it.
wrong.
There's
I would
3
never.
flags.
I would never.
There's
ever
3
take
flags.
the word of a
No.
fucking
1,
libtard
2, 3.
over mine. Trust
3.
me.
Well, there's a good way to
3.
fix that. Go to the place and find out how many flagpoles there are. If the
Well, I'm
libtard
gonna
is claiming
travel- I'm
3
gonna travel
flagpoles,
1,300
then you're
miles
just going
to
to
go
keep
see if there's
saying,
a
no, you
flagpole
prove
there.
for yourself.
That's as
There most
stupid
certainly
as your
is 3
argument.
flagpoles there.
All right. I let you guys have your fun. Let's get it back to containment. Fourth Wiseman says with the Big Ten, hashtag Vegas. We're up to. Wait, is that 120? Did I already write that down in advance? We'll just call it 130. 130. He says, if you go into a casino and lay a bet, use 2 pockets. One, you can afford to lose. One, all you won walks out with you. Don't stay when hot. You'll make big mistakes. It ain't luck. Remember. Yeah, that's why I don't gamble, because the house is always set to win. So yeah, but thank you, Fourth Wiseman. We're up to 130 on the match. Continue sending donos and be sure to put hashtag Vegas in the dono, because Mr. Tom Carpenter is matching every dono up to $300 if and only if you put hashtag Vegas. Don't mess me up. Just put hashtag Vegas in it. It's just one little extra step. All right, back to you guys.
Now, if this flagpole was raised to the same level or higher than an American flag, then I would most certainly have a problem with that because that violates flag code.
Well, my
But they
opinion is
ain't
no
gonna
flag should be
fucking do
flown in
anything.
America if it's not an American flag.
What did you say, Storm? I'm sorry, you were real low.
I said no flag should be flown in America unless it's an American flag.
They do it at the
Absolutely.
embassies all the time. Have you seen a U.S. embassy before?
No
we flash flags all the time. This
Palestinian
is
flags,
Yeah.
no.
You should
Indonesian-
not replace the American
Don't-
flag with some other country's flag. That's the
Don't go.
point.
Don't go
it
looking
wasn't
at the.
replaced. You're
Don't go
wrong.
looking at NATO headquarters in New York. You'll get really pissed off.
Right?
No, I won't.
Yeah, you
They
will.
have
You'll
the
see a lot of
United
flags that
States
aren't the American
flag
flag.
higher than any other of them. I've been there, dumb fuck. Shut up.
No, fuck you.
Selling my
I'm
parents
just
out
proving
there.
how
I
stupid
love
you
it.
fucking libtards really fucking are.
No.
Okay, sorry. There's no other
Not at all,
nation
buddy.
flags flying at an American embassy, I guess. Apparently,
No,
according to this
don't
dipshit, who
straw
thinks
man
all the
me,
libtards
Zerzu.
are wrong.
Zerzu, don't straw man me. That ain't gonna work.
That is
with me,
exactly
'cause
what
I know
everybody's
different.
saying, is that there are other nations' flags in our country, as long as they're not flown above the American
Isn't that what I
flag
just
or
said,
at
Clay?
the
Isn't
same
that,
level.
wasn't that what I just
Big
fucking
fucking
said?
deal.
Clay, is that what I just fucking said?
I'm sorry, I was looking at something.
First of all, the American flag in this country is our flag. Yes, it is to be at the highest point. Yes,
And
at
it
US
was.
embassies, at fucking whatever embassies. Yeah, their flags are there, but they're not held higher than the fucking American flag.
Did you read any of the reports? All of the reports indicated that the primary
report?
flagpole had the American flag on it at all times. The primary flagpole is the highest flagpole.
No shit, that's what I just said. Thanks for confirming my statement, Zerzu. Shut up.
Did I confirm that the flag was not higher than an American flag?
What?
For the record,
I'm
guys,
too
for the
stupid to figure out
record,
anything.
for the record, I have the lovely, amazing, beautiful Tits McGee, also known as Nova Star, here, hanging backstage. Somebody get her up here now. Choose who you want to boot and get the twins up here now. Please and thank you. I love you. And also, oops, my scrolly went crazy. Fourth Wiseman says, hashtag Vegas. I'm adding it on. We're up to 140 on the match. For Tom Carpenter, he says, spin. Please don't get upset with a simple flag. It's just a flag. This kind of critical emotional turmoil will make you physically ill unnecessarily. Any
It's not just
thoughts?
a flag.
I'm not mad about the flag in its shape, okay? I think it's very disrespectful to the United States, a place where these dumb fucks come from, to put their flag in place of an American flag. And I'm not even talking about a fucking Palestinian flag. I see it all the time. The Mexican flag is down here in Florida, is flown on top of the American flag. That's bullshit. That's my point.
All right. And then also Kraut says, Clay, get on point, brother. That's the second time you were looking at something. Bust out knuckle children
Somebody's
on
sending
your
them news.
own time.
That's a new one. I like that. I'm still that. I'm still
Damn
that.
it, Kraut, you didn't put hashtag Vegas. Remember, everybody go forward. Just hashtag Vegas. Hashtag Vegas. Hashtag Vegas. I want everybody in the chat just to keep repeating hashtag Vegas in the chat so that people will remember it when they send their donos in.
We know it. He's getting live nudes. Bye, guys.
All right, Zers to the back, hang out. Sorry, but you definitely got traded for very lovely, beautiful, hot diggy. Ooh, I got
We have
ladies.
4 ladies on panel right
I
now.
got.
Oh,
right.
there's
Oh my!
Sarah,
this is awesome.
can I ask a favor
Yep.
from you?
Listen, I'm not sending nudes. It's
No,
just
no, no.
not part of
Sarah, can I have
I
news, though?
You got to get
Come
them
on.
from Andrew Wilson.
I posted the pic.
Fuck up. That disavow!
I posted a picture of the front of Patterson City Council in
We're over
Tomato
that,
Farm
dumbass.
chat in your Discord. Would you please pull that up?
That means I gotta
We're
open
over
up.
that,
You beat me
dumbass.
to it,
Learn how to
Dave.
use
Yep,
StreamYard.
I did.
You know you can present back here, right?
Yeah, you can. It's actually much easier if you do that way.
I didn't. I don't know how to use StreamYard. I'm sorry.
There's a little button at the very bottom of your screen, and it has a little plus on the inside of a monitor. Hit that, and then hit share screen, and then you can pick
Okay.
that thing. Because if not, then it means I have to open up my Discord on my laptop, and I hate opening Discord on my laptop. And I hate to be such a bitch, but I just don't like opening it on my laptop.
Discord's a resource hog.
Could I comment while they get
It
this
is.
pulled up?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Go ahead, Ann.
You know, Spin, look, I think they're just operating from bad priors. Like, we started off with some information. We thought they were taking down the American flag and replacing it with the Palestinian one and found that offensive. Now we're getting new information that, look, that was not only flagpole. It's not what we thought it was. This is probably some ceremonial area that can be used by the public for whatever flag raising they want to do. So I think
So
I think it's a whole lot of hoopla about nothing now. Okay.
So I've got right
I
here in
see
front of
the
us.
fucking
We're literally
picture.
staring at it. This is the city council building of Patterson, New Jersey. 1 flagpole, 2 flagpole.
Shall I
1
pull the
American
video
flag.
back up
Hold
between
up.
the
1 American flag. 2 American flag. 3 American flag.
American,
Look
3
at
American
that.
flags. Go back to
Wait,
the other
was
one,
the
dumb fuck.
question, was the Palestine flag flown
The pole on the right. That
on
one.
yeah,
That
was
one.
it hold on. Was it below the American flag when it was flown, or was it lifted at
No.
the same height?
It was at the same height.
Yeah, that is
no.
problematic.
Those poles are the same height, so that's a very good point. I have to admit.
Yeah.
Like, so here's the thing. Like, I
That
understand what
matters
you
to
guys
you
are
guys?
saying, but just perspective here. Now I could be wrong, but the flagpole on the left looks like the same exact height as the one on the right, and it would make sense that they would be on the same right because especially with buildings like this, they're very uniform. So I see both points here. But that the right one is probably typically used for ceremonial stuff. And I also see Spin's point. It's like you're flying this thing. I don't understand why this thing should even be a thing. Why are you making this ceremonial thing where you get to hang a flag that's not an American flag? And if it is hung, it should be on the same pole, in my opinion, so that it's clear and evident that it is below the American flag. So when you've got two poles here, that it's not a confusion. I kind of have to side with Spin on this one because at this point now there's too much confusion, and with flag code and all that, there shouldn't be confusion. Like, the law needs to be very clear and easy to understand.
Look at the flagpole
So-
right now. There's
Yeah,
a flag
I
on it that is not the American flag. It is lower than the American flag.
I
Why can't we
understand.
just
Like I
assume
said,
that
I
that's
understand
what
that.
But the point, effigy, was the motherfucking flag was the same height.
It's just
That's
So now you guys are
Well,
shifting
there
your
was an
goalposts.
American flag there. How do you know that?
You're
I'm not
shifting,
shifting
right?
it. This is my
You're shifting
first.
the argument, right?
This is
I'll
my
say
first
one thing. I will say one thing. Google Maps. Somebody's got some noise going on. Google Maps. This is not like live, right? We all understand that.
No, yeah.
So this could be from last year, right?
Correct.
This could be from 2 years ago. So just so we're aware of that time difference and the potential conflict that comes from that. But I agree with the idea that the Palestine flag absolutely should not. I'm trying to search Google and see if there's like current image today of this to see if where the Palestine flag is in regards to America. But it should not be at the same level. That would be a big no. So
agreed, but also I have to call bullshit. Sorry, Spin, but you didn't know that there was even American flag there until 5 minutes ago, so you don't know that it was flown higher or that it wasn't flown higher.
Well,
you
we
only knew
okay.
it one
do.
flagpole.
Because
If
we
you
watched
look at
them
that
raise-
image, Mrs. Balderson, the American flag on the left is at the top of the pole. I'm going to
Absolutely.
pull up, if Sarah permits me.
I agree, but what I'm saying is you just told us right before Sarah started talking that you know for a fact, and you don't know that for a fact. But also, I want to give you a little perspective, and I'm not saying that I think any foreign flag should be flown above an American one. It should not. However, have you all heard of the Sister City program?
No.
yeah,
I've
I
never
know.
heard of it.
Yeah, that's where
I
like
grew
there's
up in
another city in another country that becomes like a sister city to a city
Yes.
here in America.
Okay.
So I grew up in one such city. I grew up in a town that was founded by Danish settlers. Solving is in Southern California. It's this cute little Danish town. I love where I'm from. And once a
been
year
there
we
many
get
times.
together and we have Danish days. Like a lot of small towns across America, it's our little tourist thing for the year. And all weekend there are Danish
I'm going to
flags
stop
on
sharing now.
every single building. There are American flags. They're up higher. We're not saying that we don't respect America above Denmark. What we're saying is this is our celebration of our culture on this day or this weekend that we do once a year. It's our town tradition. It's our chance to do tourism. I'm not saying that I believe that Palestinian flag was flown for tourism, but we don't know what else might have been going on. We don't know that maybe there's not some cultural day that they're celebrating and flying both flags. It should
do know
not
that.
be the American flag, but there are reasons that you might put up another flag. Celebrating
Why-
culture does not mean that you're saying that I respect this above America. You're here in America. We are known as the little like Danish America, but America is in there. Just because you're celebrating culture does not mean that you're dissing the country.
Why can I ask? Because I still have yet to find like an article about it today, like from this week. But it looks like this is an annual thing in June that they do. Like I found.
Yeah, this was the third. This was the third annual.
Yeah. And celebrate Palestine Day on Palestine Way. I'm proud to have an appointed first Palestinian American to cabinet position and recently appointed first. But like, we come together in peace. Like this is just like something they do every year.
Yeah.
Regardless, yes, it is something they do. It might be something they do, but in the United States of America, we should not have people trying to make their city where they left. And if you do any research, and Sarah, I
How
will
are they
send
doing
you
that? They're
in
not.
Discord that you can read later. Of that whole town is dubbed Little Palestine.
So they're celebrating their cultural heritage for a day. It's a day. They're not doing it every day. This is their town thing where they're celebrating our Palestinian heritage. We're
Okay.
coming together on this one day and doing this. They're not saying the American flag isn't important or we don't love America. We're just saying, hey, it's our culture. We're going to celebrate it for a day. Every other culture is allowed to do that except for the bad brown people and the white people.
I would say Danish are mostly Christians, right?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Okay. This is a Christian nation, right? And I think what Spin's trying to say is he's getting really tired of seeing other people from other countries with disingenuous purposes, putting all of their shit all over ours and making it the forefront of everything and rubbing it underneath our noses 24/7. Because that's really what's going on.
So utilizing the same freedoms that all the rest of us have is rubbing your nose in it now.
No, I don't think that's the case.
That's exactly what you just said.
When your voice supersedes our voice in our homeland, I got a problem with
Nothing
you.
like that did that. They asked permission to have a cultural day to put a
I
fucking
live-
flag
hold
up on
on,
a secondary flagpole.
Hold on. I think there's more to this story because I'm finding other older articles. New Jersey Mayor Patterson is the capital of Palestine in the United States of America.
There you go.
This was from March 2025, March 9th. Patterson, New Jersey is undergoing a rapid transformation with local leaders emphasizing Islamic identity and Palestinian nationalism, sparking concerns among critics about the city's shift away from its historical roots. They did like a Halil lighting ceremony that was city endorsed. The ceremony took place in Little Palestine. Patterson, home to a growing Palestinian population, has seen its streets lined with Palestinian flags and Arabic signage. This cultural shift, led by Muslim elected officials, has led some to question if the city is evolving into an Islamic stronghold. Muslim politicians, including Mayor Andre Sai, Councilman Shaheen Khalik, and a couple other names I can't pronounce, as well as Deputy Mayor something, are at the forefront of this shift. The officials have championed policies catering to Islamic interests, such as halal food in public schools, school closures for EID, and the broadcasting of the Adhan, Islamic call to prayer. Let's see what else is in here.
None of this seems problematic.
The political shift in Patterson has led to questions about the role of Islamic influence in American cities and the line between cultural representation and political activism. Critics argue that the city's transformation into Islamic and Palestinian enclave could undermine the values that have traditionally defined Patterson. As Patterson continues to evolve, the city's identity remains a contentious issue, with Muslim leaders asserting their political and religious influence and others raising concerns about the implications for the broader community. And this was again, I think this was 2025, so just less than a year ago.
I'll never be for people intertwining religion and government ever.
Excuse me?
Religion. I said I will never be for any religion intertwining itself with government ever. So right on top, like I'm completely against half of what you just said. If it is indeed happening, but on the idea that this is simply a big group of Muslims who all live in one place and therefore they're catering their local government to them. You're all going to sound like a bunch of hypocrites if you have a problem with that, because Christians don't seem to ever have a fucking problem with it unless it's someone else who's doing it.
You don't see a problem with another country putting their bullshit into America?
Why do you assume it's the country and not
The
individuals?
history of this country is other countries'
It's a growing
bullshit coming to
community.
America. That's
Right.
every
This is
American
how-
citizen here today is other countries' bullshit if you go back on a far enough timeline.
This is how the U.S.
So
was built.
I wanted
buddy.
to ask Nova and Angry American,
Learn your history, man.
with the immigrants that we have that are from Islamic nations that are already in the country. I'm not talking about immigrants coming in. I'm just talking about people that are here, and let's just presume that they're here legally. For the people that are here legally already, would you personally prefer that they are congregated into cities or communities where they're together and they're maybe segregated away from you? Or would you rather them be more spread out in smaller communities across the country? What would you prefer and why?
Can I pick neither? Or
Well, they're here,
smaller?
so-
Can I pick neither or smaller? I guess. Because I'm well versed with Islam. Okay, and I to be quite.
I'm not
frank-
defending Islam. I'm not defending a religion.
Okay,
I'm just.
well, I'm
asking-
letting you know you can't. For me, there's other personal reasons why I don't particularly care for it. Okay, so one of them is I had one threaten to take my head off and grape me and do all kinds of shit, to which the Beverly Hills police grabbed them. Okay, and then deported them. To which then afterward, I started learning more about the religion. And so I'm from California also. I've been to Solvang. Last time I was there, Yeah, it's a lovely little place. But last time I was there, a lot of like Muslim and stuff were coming in and buying up some of the bed and breakfasts and whatnot.
It's actually the funny thing is that it's now primarily Hispanically owned.
Is it now?
3 words.
Wow.
Sand,
Okay. Well,
then
the last time I
back.
was there, it was gaining more attention in the other area.
I mean, the shops in the town in
Yeah.
Salt Lake itself,
Send
not
them back.
necessarily in the Greater Valley.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
You don't
Well,
want mine.
I left California, so the last time I left,
So scary,
the last
man.
area I was the last area that I was in, all of the local parks, they were ushering in tons and tons and tons of from Afghanistan, and I had dark hair at the time, and they thought I was Afghanistan. They thought I spoke Farsi and everything else, and all the men were wandering around trying to pick up on women. Okay. Aggressively, by the way, to which after that I was like, you know what, I'm out of here. Boom, I'm gone. So I'm well versed of what's going on in Europe. I'm well versed for years. I've been part of also the news media before. Hi, I've never mentioned that before, but I am now, and I'm not interested in it. They can take their shit and go somewhere else with it. You don't like it?
Send
Too
them
bad.
back. Simple. Send
Okay,
them
you
back.
want my fucking
Wow.
answer?
I do.
Actually, hi, Mrs. Balderson.
Hello. I know I'm a pain in the ass, but go
No,
ahead.
no,
You have
you're
a
not.
lovely smile, by the way.
Thank you.
No, you're not a pain in the ass, not at all. As far as I'm concerned, get the fuck out.
There you go. Send them back.
Send them all back to where they came from.
If they have a problem being over
So
here,
you're a
send 'em
xenophobic
back.
asshole, is what you're saying.
So you're
Shut
okay.
up, you butt-ass fucking beaver. Nobody's talking to you.
Ask
Okay,
China
but-
what they do with them.
What you're
I just talked to
essentially
you,
saying,
buddy.
because my caveat, my premise for the argument was that they are legal citizens. So you're now
They
okay with
shouldn't be.
supporting citizens that are a specific religion or a specific from a specific
Send 'em back.
country.
As long as they assimilate, sure.
Mrs.
Yeah.
Balderson,
Assimilate.
under that
Assimilate.
under that assumption of being a legal citizen,
If
when they
come
come
over
here, isn't
I'm
there-
sorry, I'm deaf. I can't
Send 'em
hear.
back.
Oh,
I was
ahead.
asking, like, you're under the premise that they are legal citizens when they
Sarah, you
come
might have
here.
to turn Storm up.
Aren't-
She's
aren't
trying
they-
to talk. I can just barely hear her.
It's because
Hold
she's
on.
on a cell phone. There's nothing I can do to
Hold on.
really control
I'll be
that.
able to fix that.
Okay.
Okay. I was asking, so like when they come here, aren't they supposed to like swear allegiances to America and they disavow where they come from to become a citizen here?
Yeah.
So
They're still from there, right? Like a person who's
Sure.
been here 3 generations and is an Italian American and they put an Italian flag on their wall. They're not
Yeah.
proclaiming their disallegiance to America, right? They're just
Well,
like, my
and,
genes
and,
come
and
from
effigy,
Italy,
and
right?
effigy, you're absolutely right. That's clear the difference. Have it on your wall, not up on city
How about
fucking
St.
hall.
Patrick's Day? Like, what about St. Patrick's Day
Right,
when
like-
when Irish people and people who aren't even Irish all across the country dress in green and get drunk on green beer because they're Irish
Raise
for
Irish
it.
flags.
the Irish helped found the country.
I am
A shit ton of different
50%
people help
Irish,
found the country of different
That's-
nationalities.
I can't hear you.
Mm, no.
No one can hear you, Storm. Sorry.
Maybe moving forward, but no, not in the beginning. Absolutely not. That's incorrect.
Can anyone hear me?
Now, kind
Not
of.
really. Do you
And-
have like earbuds or with like a mic on them or something that puts the mic closer to your phone?
Well, earlier people could hear me fine, right?
Well, you're just coming in incredibly faint and far away.
Well, if I get off and join back, would that maybe help?
No, it's move closer to your phone.
Okay. Let me get right up into it. Can you hear me now?
Much better, way better. Holy crap, that was a difference.
I had
All
to,
right.
get up into the mic.
Yes, much better. Fourth Wiseman says with the Big Ten, and also, wait, did I read this one yet? Did I read this one already?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. With another hashtag to the Vegas, I'm adding that to the pile. We're at 150. We are halfway there to the match. Mr. Tom Carpenter's matching up to the first $300 that come in if and only if you hashtag Vegas He says Palestine trades with America every day, regardless what MSM headlines say. Go look. It certainly ain't what MSM would have you believe. Any thoughts to that? No? Yes? No?
I agree.
All right. Fourth Wiseman also says a flag is a flag is a flag. It's a fucking flag. It's not a sign territory of valency, even though it's been used as such. To be so offended by such a thing, then fuck should also offend you. Well, I think the concept, and that's why I wanted to find some articles and figure out what was going on with that, because it sounds like this is a bigger problem than just a flag. And I think that the flag is kind of a representation of that problem that is currently
Where did
happening.
you get that it's a bigger problem and not that it's just a community of those people?
Ask China what they do with them. Ask China.
That is a
what they
big
do.
one. Who said that? Who said that there is a community?
Let me respond to that. What I read to you just a little bit ago exemplified why it was being critiqued and why it's a bigger problem, because you have the religious and political influence directly from like a Muslim Islamic basis, and people are starting to wonder, like they're saying, yeah, we don't mind celebrating communities and other nationalities and what they bring
You guys are
here.
freaking out because you're Christians. Basically,
Let
that's
me
it.
please allow me to
No.
finish, FG. Thank you.
You're retarded.
What they're critiquing is the fact that it's becoming a little bit bigger than just celebrating that nation. That they're not instead of assimilating, they're actually just straight being Palestine, right? They're that's why they call it Little Palestine.
Can I clarify what's really going on here? You guys know, because I've said it hopefully by now, that I've totally been against states' rights since the beginning. Like when I learned what states' rights really are, I've realized that the 10th Amendment created a warring powers issue between the people and the states. So that's what the 10th Amendment does. Well, this is kind of like that. It's called the Home Rule. Okay, I've been doing my little bit of research here for you guys. So cities, much like the states, have the ability to do things like this. It's called the Home Rule. And what it does is it's essentially like states' rights, where they can essentially, basically, it's this culture. This is our culture. We're going to run things this way. Now, I understand why states' rights exist, but again, I do have a problem with it because it does create animosity between what the people's power is versus that governmental structure. So what this is actually called governmental speech. Okay? And government should not, in my opinion, have the ability to put speech into practice. And the reason, in my opinion, is the First Amendment, right? So the First Amendment protects our right to free speech, our right to believe, right? And when you give that quote unquote power to the government, then the government essentially they have the ability to indoctrinate. They have the ability to what's the thing with the advertising? Subliminal advertise, right? So they can show you images at that point and you begin to believe that sort of thing. And like I said, I understand it's the same thing with the education system, why a certain doctrine gets taught in the education system, right? I understand it, but I don't agree with it at the same time. So this is called the Home Rule. It's the same thing as states' rights. And then you as an individual have rights. You're just going to have, like, here's the thing. It's what we have. Unfortunately, it's kind of the same thing with the federalist system. It's one of those things. It's like you see it, you don't like it, but without it, you don't have an identity with that community. So that community is largely Palestinian. So this is their home rule being exercised. In Florida, there's probably something similar. In Texas, there's probably something similar, but more rare. Okay. it's just something that we have here in this country. You have the ability to
Utah,
do it.
man.
Who said what?
All right. Aria, is it Aria Moon Willow says a big two, says hashtag Vegas. There's exceptions to my previous comment. I don't know what they're, if they sent a,
Can I go back?
exceptions. Exceptions to this previous comment. Got you. And motherfucking go complete. I didn't even have to ask. Shout out to the fourth Wiseman. He says with the big 50 hashtag Vegas. That brings us up to 200. We got another $100 to fulfill on the match, but you've come so far as to hit the 200. Keep hashtagging your super chats. Mr. Tom Carpenter is matching over on the Cash App for all of them. He says hashtag Vegas, fuck your gold. Not Vegas though. Piggy bank when you return from exploratory ventures. I'm sure after reflection, you'll soon realize what you learn is well worth all of it. And you'll do again, surely, sometime to repay what you know you owe. What I owe is back to the people of networking. And I'm actually in the middle of networking more people out right now as we speak. Been like hitting the messages all damn day, trying to hit people up and get them going. So yes, what I owe in return is to continue pimping you motherfuckers out. But tomatoes in the chat for Mr. Fourth Wiseman for putting my favorite, second favorite color up on the screen and completing the dono goal. I'll reset that one here in about 8 minutes and we will continue on from there. All right. Star, you said you wanted to backpedal to something.
I did?
I thought you said, can I go back on something? I'm sorry. I heard a lady's voice and I just assumed it was
I just
Tiff.
wanted, Spin was weaseling out of answering me.
Oh, okay. Go ahead then. Yeah. Make him answer.
Which would you prefer?
Oh,
Would you prefer that they take and congregate more together in towns, or would you rather that they be spread out and not in places together? They're legally here. They're citizens of this country. So Spin specifically, would you rather see towns and like a town that has its Palestinian pride and once a year they have Palestinian Day? Or would you rather see them just spread out over the country in smaller towns?
Send them back.
if they want to be Palestinian, go to Palestine.
Yeah,
If you want to be
I'm asking
Palestinian,
Spin.
just say you're bigots and get it over with.
Can I talk now?
I mean, it's worthwhile to have some type of judgment for some things.
Got Clay. It's supposed to be Spin that's answering this.
Yeah, okay. And I answered my way. So I don't think Spin has a problem with that.
I don't have a problem with them being in one area. What I have a problem with is them completely taking over a town, putting their own politicians in there that are not American bred and American born. That's number one. Number two, putting their propaganda everywhere. I thought I was talking, Bucktooth.
You're talking fascist, but sure, go ahead.
Oh, there it is. There the fuck it is. I'm fascist.
Back to me.
Yeah,
Me?
sure. Absolutely. Actually, would you like just do some one-on-one time? Maybe you need
Yes,
to
please.
maybe
Yes,
you need to
please.
one-on-one Spin and put him back in his place like the wonderful
I
mother
just,
that
yeah, I
you are.
just want to hear. Yeah.
Reminds
He
me of
won't
my
answer.
parents arguing.
Just watch.
Okay.
Alderson.
Hello. How are you?
Now I can actually answer you
Yes.
without interruption. I personally would rather them be in one area, truthfully, and not throughout our country. But what I have a problem with is them making a town to fit their laws and their rules.
Isn't that how all towns were originally founded? Some people had something in common. Maybe they all came to a mining town and they were all there for work. And so they all shared similar, work needs, so they built a town around that. Some people all came across because their whole town had to flee from a country, so they came across and they were there because they were family or they had a cultural heritage together. People came here for different reasons, and they came here with very specific values and eventually all coalesced into what we call America now. And like there's places all across the Midwest. I'm going to use people that are unfortunately cultures like mine that are mostly Scandinavian, and you drive through one town and it's very, very Norwegian. They have Norwegian pride. And then you drive to the next one and they are Danish and they have Danish pride. They don't even like the Norwegians, but they've got both the American flag and the Danish flag flying. And then you get to the Swedish town down the road. Like they're all very segregated. They came here and they're even just segregated from other Scandinavians, not even people that are vastly different cultures. And they came here, they brought their culture. They oftentimes had towns that were built around those values. In fact, you find that people who do, again, careers that are the same, people that are farmers tend to have the same values and they congregate together because they do the same thing. And that's why we have the states' rights. That's why we have regional differences. And I don't think.
Okay, so let me ask you this, or let me ask if you would agree with this. You know, Norwegians aren't trying to take over America. The Danish are not trying to take over America.
Why do you assume that just because people are here from an Islamic country that they automatically want to take over the country? Why is that the
I'm not saying they're trying to take over the country. I want to be very clear. Right?
You just said that though.
No, I was saying that in a whole, right? Norwegian. Okay, let me say it better. Norwegians and Danishes are not trying to take over a town.
I disagree. My whole
New
town was
Jersey,
founded by Danish people. They celebrated that culture for 70 years until
Sarah,
all the.
can you come up here a second? I need to clarify something, just really quickly.
You can handle it with the lovely lady.
I wanted to clarify what you said. Anyway, in the article that Sarah just read, they are not doing anything to assimilate to American ways.
Say they are not assimilating, but it did say that they are trying to make laws that suit their culture better.
Okay, but
say they're not trying to assimilate. My people didn't necessarily try to assimilate either. They came to a place where they thought they could build a life, and then they settled a town, and then they built laws around what would suit their town the best.
Okay, but there is a set of laws, and there's the Constitution of the United States. Would you agree?
Okay. There's the Constitution.
The Constitution of the United States applies to anybody that is either a naturalized or an American-born, American-bred citizen. Would you agree? So, in with all due respect, why the fuck should we, as Americans, make or build a town around their culture or their what they consider the law to be? I bet you, if I went into Paterson, New Jersey, and I committed a crime, and I bet you I would be arrested and held under the standard of American law.
Charter. Yeah. Well, if you were arrested in their city, it would be according to their police and the city charter and the laws that they have, which are then subject to the Constitution of the state and the feds.
Correct. But what if I remember correctly, they are building their town around Palestinian.
We have freedom of religion.
I don't, and you know what? I have freedom of religion. I'm a Catholic. Okay. But you do not see towns being built around Catholic laws.
You did in the beginning. You absolutely. In fact, the colonies. Wait. 13 colonies were largely separated by religion.
Okay. And how long ago was that?
And that was the founding of our country. The founding principle was that they were all
I'm talking about now. Respectfully, I'm talking about right now.
Okay, right now, what about it?
We have towns that are, and as you have said, that are assimilating their culture and not assimilating to being American citizens.
Okay, so
that's where I have the problem.
You're mostly upset because it's a religion you don't like. So are we going to get rid of the
It's
state
not
of
about
Utah?
religion. It's about the
Okay,
people.
Okay, so it's about the culture.
Yeah. There is no room in the United States for Islam. There is none.
That's a religion. That's not a culture.
You
We
just
have
said
freedom
the
of
other day,
religion in this country,
we just
so
said
if you
that
want to
Patterson,
change
New
that,
Jersey,
you have
is
to change the
not
Constitution.
assimilating. We just said that Patterson, New Jersey,
You're holding a different standard for
building
other
laws
people
around
and
their
just not
religion,
them.
right?
You have a different standard for them than for every other culture or every other religion.
I have a problem with people coming into the United States and thinking that they can just take over the government, do whatever they want, assimilate, they need to assimilate to American culture.
Over the greater government. They're taking care of their community. That's entirely different than
So if I want to go live in Patterson community, you're telling me I have to convert to Palestinian or Islam?
What about them?
So you're telling me what I should do is if I were to move to Patterson, New Jersey, the shithole that it